What do you mean we're live? We haven't finished our coffees yet. Oh, we're actually. Hi, everyone. This is the Kuala Lumpur Major, where we're working very hard to bring you high-quality Dota 2 entertainment. And we need some analysts. So just have a look at what happened yesterday and we'll fix that in a minute.
Tossed back in for the searing chains and the double jump in. Concoction stun was already there. It's the mail. The double root thanks to the searing chains. Follow up by the pit of S4. Just hold them there for the follow-up call, and then even more sleight of fist damage. You can buy back all you want, but you cannot stop the rampage. Or maybe you can. The Fiend Strip is on Samael. Fly's letting it go, but they bring down finally Samael. Ace is looking for a Sunder target, but he can't get close enough for it. Even at the cover of his own BKB, he didn't have the confidence, but Samael does. The blink in, they try and toss Sparta away, but the searing chains burn was already there. Sparta jumps forward with the stun. The Linkers didn't protect him in time, but S4 will do so with the vision control. They were trying to keep him away. The taunt gives the backline control, but the blinding light pushing S4 back. He went for the dunk, but rejected. The rest of the supports arrive. Crit jumps in. He missed the call, but now here comes S4. But the Dragon Tail stun. Vada hit him in flight. Who's the real bird? Echo Slam comes, but the damage is minimal.
They're just going to say it's over. We're going for Strong. You can see,
Yep.
you can't take that fight. You need to if you're EG, but it's near impossible. That's a
GG.
hard hood PL in the pit.
Here's your initiation, and it jumps in from Crit. He gets the pickup over on the Terraflame. Can they kill him in time?
Oh, it's
no!
Sunder!
The Sunder! It goes off on Fly! And they'll lose a one-for-one trade-off. You're right, it's the supports that are in a hard life. Samael, so low in life in the backlines too. He knew he was dead. PBD puts the Observer and Sentry down. It gets the instant stun. Arrow flies forward. It won't hit anybody. And that's going to be Tiny popping. But backline, Mind Control. It's a double fissure stun and the Echo Slam initiation, making it difficult for Arteezy to have any kind of life to survive through this. As Mind Control sent up, Arteezy will find the kill. And Arteezy turns into the Ogre to keep that stun on the Earthshaker so Arteezy can finish the job. He's ending sprees, but now he's surrounded on all sides. Sparta jumps in instantly onto S4. And there's your Echo Slam into the backlines. Mind Control doing it with style. 3 heroes down. That's the game. It really is. There's no way for them to come back up again. They're tossing him like a pancake. That is GG. Well played.
Starting by Roger. Oh, he just gets a beautiful three-man who stop. The Supernova's going to be successful as well. Fnatic, they've just got to bail out of here. There we go, Rod. Tried to jump in.
The echo.
DJ just get the echo and the control. They've got the combo here coming out, but already it's going to be Fnatic that lose DJ. Here's Roger. Oh, he's found Ice. Tries to go for a bit of a bite, but that just allows Roger to find the Who's on the bounce strike. Comes down. DJ looks to jump over the Echo Slam. They're bringing no one down pretty low, but he's able to get the cheese off. Not even no one's going to die in this fight as it looks to be. A Sunder comes out onto a target that has the same HP, so that was a Sunder for what? Roger's in with a Who Stomp onto 2. MP's going to tick out to the Sunray. That's going to be GG.
They call it,
Good game, well played. Send nice up into the air. DJ jumps forward towards the pit.
Gets Solo.
He'll be able to burst down Solo. He's trying to get in on the Roger with the Fiend's grip, holding it back. Roger with the control. Ice pops the Ravage, but they've lost DJ. Roger in trouble as 2 are dead on VP. Ramses, he's also going to be fine. DJ tried to jump back in on top of him to at least bring down the Mirana once, take that Aegis out of his hands, but he will not be quite as fortunate. MP tries to come around and kill Ramses, but he just can't. Solo, popping it a little early. They're heading in. They've got the Cataclysm coming down.
Oh!
Oh! A Ravage from the grave won't do anything to save Fnatic here, as they've lost 2. DJ's getting surrounded. Abed, he came back in for whatever reason. He's dead as well. MP will time-lapse. BKB and Shikuchi will escape, but it's GG. It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. It really is.
Can they get the jump? This is their best chance to try to pull this game back if possible.
They run
the
from
egg
the
is
edge.
there, but they're just going to run right out from it. Here comes the Haunt. Like a defensive dunk, but boom! Instant burst though comes out from Mood. Necro now on the verge of going down
That's
as
a
a
dieback.
dieback. 2 minutes out. Nice dunk though, does catch him. Is there enough damage? Yeah, there is. With the Tiny coming in, he's just swinging it home right now.
There's the ulti. They just want to get out. J-Storm is running.
They go on the Phoenix
Can
team.
they return back? Oh, the sleep! Right there! Bails him out! Nicely done. J-Storm taking it back to him. Moo eating a lot of damage, fighting on forward. Frantic for the
over.
stave, and they get her down and get it done. Aster don't want to
This
let it
is
happen.
it.
They're going to just let the game go all the way.
You got to. They kill the Tombstone. Fenrir, I don't even think Brow wants to go. He's like, I don't want to kill another Tombstone. Just let him live. And they get the good game. J-Storm does it.
One save down. And Chrono connects on 2, but the Dazzle's outside. He's going to have a heal and a grave if need be. Nice poison over from the Veno, but the Fiend's grip. Big stun from MSS. It feels like a mini Ravage as they secure the kill onto the Troll Warlord. Fiend's grip used onto the Centaur. Vanskort gets the grave as Rezo meets him in the tree line. Universe gets off another nice ultimate. Dahak trying to make it out. He pops the BKB to mitigate some of that magic damage, but there's the next Chrono. He catches the Dazzle. The Shadow Priest will fall. Buyback immediately. Trying to finish down the Tombstone. Stunned up. Chrono on the back line. Catches 2. The Bane and the Dazzle in a lot of trouble. Universe does get off the ultimate. Hex used on top of the Dazzle. No shallow grave for F and NJ. It does manage to come out late, but they've already lost 2.
But there's nothing left for Troll.
Troll Warlord also going to be brought down. He no longer has buyback, and that is going to be the GG. 36-16. Forward Gaming take a long, composed game.
More fantastic Dota 2 action coming your way for yet another day here at the Kuala Lumpur Major. We're all ready for another day in front of the camera and also focusing on completely lower bracket matches, which is amazing because it means elimination. I mean, I don't mean, it means we eliminate teams and that's a good thing. I mean, you get what I mean. It's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. They're all best of 3s and we have all 4 lower bracket matches for you coming up today. We're going to be doing the first couple, of course, this morning, and then Shiva will be here in the afternoon with a whole new set of panelists as well. Talking of that, we've got the best of the best back once more. That's right. We've also got Bulldog and Black alongside BSJ. How you doing?
I'm good. Good morning. It's ready for a long day. Ready for some hearts to be broken.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's competition and
Nah.
elimination matches are like cool, but the players obviously
You don't
they
enjoy
go
it, Black?
through it, don't they?
No, it's not fun.
Are you saying from our perspective or theirs? Or in
Either.
general?
It just feels like the atmosphere gets so, dark.
Yeah.
Like the more people lose, the worse the atmosphere gets. And
You got to do it
like very
sometime,
dark.
though. Like, not everyone can win.
Yeah, only one winner.
Yeah.
No.
It's usually
no,
me, but since I'm not competing, it's someone else this time.
You can't even get here anymore.
I'm here right now.
Yeah, as a panelist.
Yeah, because I wanted to be here as a panelist.
But you're trying to be a player still, right?
I mean,
Both of you are trying to be players.
No,
I retired, so that makes sense that I'm here. Both of you, you're not good enough to be here
I
anymore.
mean, I gave mind
Anymore?
control.
When was I ever good enough to be here?
It's good. I'm really looking forward to the fact that we've got such a convivial panel. This
Yeah.
morning, that you're in such high spirits.
2 pros and Bulldog.
Pros.
Yeah,
Bulldog.
Are you two going to behave today? Please don't.
We always behave.
Yeah.
All right. We should take a look back at the bracket, I guess, from yesterday and show people where we are right now, because it was a busy day yesterday. We finished off our upper bracket with 2 best of 3s. We also finished off the lower bracket with 2 best of 1s, and this is how it all shook up. We've got 4 teams, of course, through to the upper bracket round 2. Secret will play LGD. Looking forward to that one. Ninjas in Pajamas, perhaps the surprise of the quarterfinal round 1 upper bracket, as they defeated Evil Geniuses in 3 games, and their reward is they'll play Virtus Pro. Nice reward, as PPD will go up against the team that I think may, some believe, get in his head. In the lower bracket, the matches now that we look forward to today. Alliance versus TNC will be our first match of the day. Vici versus Pain X. Pain X surprising Tigers in the last round. Fnatic will take on J-Storm, and EG will take on Forward Gaming in an all-NA clash.
I love
Yeah.
the NA clashes. Those are the best, I
They're
think.
supposed to avoid each other, aren't they?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that what they're supposed to
I
have
mean,
in
they
the
got
plan?
to give themselves a chance, right? That's what Bulldog was probably going to say, something like that. The best chance an NA team has to win is to be against an NA team,
Right.
something like that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most hype game of the day, I would say.
Yeah, the last
Because
one.
Not
EG,
Alliance?
well, I mean, everyone knows Alliance is already going to win. EG, they might lose. We don't know for sure. There's a pretty decent chance they're going to lose. Alliance
Yeah.
will win.
I actually think a big problem there also is because they're all in the lower bracket already. There's some major slots for the next qualifier at stake, possibly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of what's the point differential between like 12th and 8th? It's pretty significant, right? It goes from 150 to 400, I think.
Yeah, I can find out. in
I
my
believe
little
when I was
book.
talking about it with other people, they were saying this was like the most significant jump.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's quite a. Well, yeah, 9th, 12th is 150 points.
Okay,
And then 7th, 8th is 450.
that's a lot.
It is, but then second gets 3,000.
And first place goes to TI.
4,950.
Is it
first. So
guaranteed,
it's
though?
like, well,
I mean,
you get
but
less than 10% of the first place amount for finishing 7th.
that's fair. But I guess like you take like 12 teams going to TI. I guess I feel like that could be a
Yeah,
the
12th
deciding
spot
factor.
would
I mean,
probably be like 2,000 points.
Yeah,
maybe.
so 4,950 would easily get you to see TI last season.
yeah
And we don't have as many events this year.
yeah. I remember Matt saying like if you get first place,
Yeah,
you'd
you're
have-
done.
There would have to be like an asteroid. Or something.
Absolutely, it would be crazy that you wouldn't get there if you win a major. So there's your points, look, as if on cue. Points and prize money for
5,000.
the DPC points in this particular season. 5 majors, 5 minors.
Yeah, the
And,
money jumps pretty
yeah,
significant.
it does. Yeah, that's the other thing that does jump up as well.
And people look at the points, but I look at the money. I want
Yeah.
the money. Who cares about the points?
Is that because you came from an era of Dota 2 where you didn't earn anything, or?
Well, we didn't earn points. I earned tons of money.
Right. Okay. But then surely you'd want the points today, wouldn't you? Points make TI prizes, mate.
I didn't need it because I just got invited to TI back then.
Oh, of course, yeah. Right. Just auto going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it didn't really matter. We should review yesterday's matches. Out of all of them, is the NIP result the most surprising?
It's
I mean,
like
I don't want to say that they shouldn't have won because they're a good team, but they had a stand-in, and I know he's a world-class TI winning stand-in, but it's still a stand-in. It does take a bit of time to kind of blend that together.
I think our overall the biggest surprise was Fada handling Sumail the last game, and obviously a favorable matchup. But like going into the series, we were highlighting the mid matchup and talking about how Grant was imitating Sumail, tap dancing on Fada's grave,
Which he
or
did
whatever.
in the first game.
In the first game, absolutely. And but I don't know. It seemed like NIP was just a better team. Like in terms of like we said, EG has like maybe too many superstars. I don't know. Like obviously they had success at TI. They've like it's not like they're out of this tournament or anything, but they didn't look like a NA powerhouse, or maybe they looked like an NA powerhouse.
But they also picked Cop though. I feel like they got overconfident.
Yeah,
like
that
let's
quad
pick
pick
a
was a bit
Cop.
odd, wasn't it?
Like,
That was
yeah, I
very
just
odd.
felt like Sumail let me style on him, and then I realized, hey, Fada is like one of the most stable rocks of mid players. Like, whoops, I might have made a mistake here. But for me, the most surprising thing was VP versus Fnatic. Honestly, how bad Fnatic was. I expected way more from Fnatic. They just played like trash.
Okay, before we move
They
on
lost to a solo Drow,
Yeah,
like an accidental support player playing carry.
yeah, that's a yikes.
Yeah, we're going to cover that in a moment. But I just wanted to wrap up on the EG.
Sorry,
thing.
spoilers.
No, that's okay. This is an actual quote. Some free advice for evil geniuses. Kick Arteezy or Sumail, not Universe, who is a godlike player, especially on the big stage. He's hoping he joins an NA team and dominates.
That's
Any-
PPD.
It is PPD. From when?
I remember that was 2 years ago, right?
It was from the 21st of December last year.
Yeah. Oh, last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rough.
Yeah, last year, yeah. 21st December 2017.
Yeah. I mean, I
mean, he
feel
makes
like
a point that I wanted to bring up, which is that you mentioned it, 2 superstars in the same team. Can it work? Has it worked yet?
I just have to believe that each one of them, one of those players, is like better than what they looked like yesterday. So whenever I see a team that individually is better than what they're putting out, like that's when you have to start asking that question. I mean, there's so much that could be going on, though.
Right.
A lot of like there's so many factors that go into like a team not performing as well as they should, or
Individually, though, world-class players.
of course, yeah.
World-class players. Any team would be happy to have either one of those two on there. The question is, can they make it work together? If anyone can make it work, it's Fly, isn't it?
I mean, that's what's so mind-boggling is they have like experience from S4.
Yeah.
They have the captaining from Fly. It's like it's not like they're all just a bunch of all-stars randomly thrown together, and they just I don't know. Like when you look at these teams, like Secret, they just never have a single game that looks like the ones EG had yesterday. They don't have these like yeah, maybe they have games they don't play well, but they don't have games where they don't look like a team. And I don't know if it's just an NA thing that always happens, but there's just games where people are busy farming, getting picked off in all 3 lanes, and that's just something I never see out of the other top tier teams.
Okay, let's move on to the solo drail. I saw a tweet yesterday from RZ. He said it was a misclick.
Even their manager said it too,
Yeah.
I think.
Who misclicked though? Did they never confirm?
They didn't.
Because it could have been somebody else.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Solo.
Yeah, it must have been Solo,
But
right?
you can't misclick twice.
Yeah, I mean, it even
Cool.
asks you to
Okay.
confirm. But hold on. When it asks you to confirm, who actually ever does?
Yeah, you just click, and we
It's
saw
just-
like him playing in the draft once, and he was like sleeping when they were drafting. So he's probably like, "Oh, it's my turn to click." Oh.
I mean, couldn't it have just been Pasha going, "Oh, Brew," like that's the offlaner. Boom,
But I
boom.
know you think you put Roger on the draw. That's how I feel.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I don't know if you put
they
Solo
wouldn't
on
have
the-
chosen Solo if it was somebody else. Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
I mean, Solo did not look very comfortable.
Did it matter?
No, it did not.
No. And
And
why didn't it matter
Because
though?
no one and Ramses just styled on them.
Well, they
Yeah.
did, but it's also because Fnatic didn't play the way that we were hoping they would play, did they? I think they
don't-
were disappointing. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're disappointed with how they played as well.
I mean, I think the entire tournament is pretty disappointing for them already. They got second in a group where it was pretty much confirmed they would get second, but against these big teams so far, they didn't show much.
Yeah, definitely got to do better in the lower bracket. That's for sure. They get another chance today. The best of ones yesterday. What did you make of those?
Aster.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the
Aster.
biggest surprise, isn't it? I mean, they haven't won a bracket game yet,
they were 8-0 at ASL, right, in the group stage,
and then didn't go through the bracket.
Yeah, I don't know. I never understand how that happens, but we looked at that
bizarre.
game, and like that game was not like exactly flawless by J-Storm,
Yeah.
and they ended up taking it.
I mean, it could be that the removal of the mid player was actually not the smartest idea, because I feel like the old one actually, personally, had like a higher skill ceiling.
Yeah, but I
mean,
heard
that's
he
hard
was,
to
I
tell,
heard he was
though, isn't it?
incredibly toxic, is what I heard though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
look,
is, yeah.
I mean, do you know the story of what happened through?
Uh,
He said a month, right?
Yeah.
And in a month, he went from being kind of like a trial
Yeah.
to then getting signed to
Okay.
then getting fined
Yeah.
to
Oh,
then getting kicked.
that was a good rhyme there.
In
Yeah.
a month. Like, how do you do
Yeah,
in a
that's
year? That
impressive.
would be a controversial year of Dota. A month?
Yeah, whenever you see like real athletes having like a bunch of like headline news and stuff, you always know there's probably something like off about that person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're probably not a stable person. So whenever you see that, it's just like
I mean, we knew that he was, he's a bit edgy and maybe a bit toxic.
apparently
as well,
he was
and
flaming his teammates like after a
That's
loss,
what we
like
heard
during
as well.
a
I mean,
tournament.
it's just a
like-
rumor. We don't know. No one's confirmed anything. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna sit in your team and just go, you're all terrible, then I'm guessing you're probably not going to be in that team for very much
Yeah, but
longer.
it works for VP because I'm sure no one does that every
Yeah,
time they lose.
but they know each other. They've been together for a couple of years. He's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
okay,
just a Russian
right?
thing, maybe.
Well,
Like
and
they're used
maybe
to it.
maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is a cultural thing too. But
Yeah.
that's you don't see Chinese players in the main. You don't see them coming out and being as wild and leery as he did. I was quite looking forward to it. I thought, cool,
I mean, we all love it. Like, I mean,
absolutely, bit of
it's a personal-
drama, a bit of edgy. It's all good, isn't it? But yeah,
Yeah.
it obviously hasn't fit. But you're right. He looked like a decent enough player to be in that team.
Yeah, I mean, I think his individual performance was usually pretty good. He had a couple of like bad games here and there, but overall, I thought he was like a very good fit for the team.
And now
Yeah,
they're
did-
out though.
And now
Yeah.
he's gone.
Yeah, he's out. They're out.
I mean, he's probably out for a long time.
Yeah, that's hard to come back from. Like a lot of teams will hesitate when they hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's probably
I
it's
don't know.
like
I
a
mean,
career
don't-
killer.
Don't you feel like there would be another team out there that maybe aren't as good and actually think we could take a chance on him? He might help us
I mean,
go
it's
up.
possible though, but he had this like really good chance in the tier 1 team, and he just couldn't behave, and he kind of ruined
Yeah.
his own.
But we've also seen players come back from that. And like it takes a while, doesn't it? But we've seen players.
Well,
That's
the message
possible.
has been sent. It's a matter of whether or not over time he receives it and applies it. You know, it's not something that can't be changed. It's like Dota's a huge thing about mindset, like how you approach the game during and especially afterwards. You know, it's a struggle to. I've personally struggled with like after the game, making sure you like wait the right amount of time to say stuff. Make sure you like watch the replay so you're not just talking about random stuff because there's so much that can go wrong in a game. And sometimes it's one of the most toxic things you can do is like kind of just vent after a game and then end up watching the replay and just be like, oh, that wasn't the problem at all.
No, indeed.
But at the same time, it's very hard to. It's not guaranteed that you get a second chance, right?
Yeah.
So I always feel like if you get a really good chance, you kind of have to try to make the best out of it and
Yeah.
not throw it away with something like unnecessary like
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Okay. Looking forward to the other matches today. What are you looking forward to most?
Probably the forward EG game.
Yeah.
Like should be on paper the two teams with the highest skill in that part of the lower bracket. And yeah, probably Alliance TNC could be quite good too. They're similarly matched, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty even in skill as well, and I feel like both have a little bit of sprinkle with the throw in it. So, we'll see TNC get a lead and throw it, and Alliance get a lead and they'll throw it. So, pretty sure it's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Long first series then.
Yeah, I think this is the closest series of the day. I'm most looking forward to the NA drama. That's always the best for me, at least. But I think this will be the closest series in terms of how evenly matched the teams are.
Yeah.
And like the unpredictability factor is always fun too.
Yeah.
You never know with these two teams, I think.
All right. And 4DG, you must be he's an NA fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky to panel that series too, so
Right.
I look forward to that one.
How would you deal with an all-NA clash at this stage in the lower bracket? That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
And you kind of, well, at least we get one through.
I just want it to happen at some point in the tournament in terms of the NA clash.
Right.
There's just, for whatever reason, like the banter and trash talk and like it bleeds into like the pubs and everything like that later on. I don't know. We got something going for us. And we'll embrace it as we can.
All right. Well, best of luck to surviving that one. Bulldog, you can just sit there and watch that one.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's always fun to...
Some high-quality Dota for you to watch.
Yeah, it's NA Dota. I don't know if I call it high quality, though. Even though it's the best teams they got, when they will face up against Secret LG, we all know what's going to happen.
All right.
They're going to get a spanking.
Okay, well, we'll see. Meanwhile, we're going to start talking about our first game of the day, and this is what it looks like.
They showed promise at the TI-8 qualifiers, but after a summer to reflect on missed opportunities, they're finally showing why this iconic org has placed all their faith in them. Coached by TI3 winner Loda, this new generation finished third in the EU regionals and are desperate to leave their mark on the major. Out of the shadows and into the light, and making their debut on the DPC. Give it up for Alliance! This season, they entrusted the future of their team to new recruit Ninja Boogie, and under his leadership, fans have witnessed a dramatic change in results. With Cuckoo back to playing core and Armel styling in the mid lane, this all-Filipino roster has become formidable in their home region. Runners-up in the SEA regional qualifiers, please give it up for TNC Predator.
Yes, Series 1 of the day is a spicy affair. TNC versus Alliance. You could argue that they're very similar in the way that they've styled their way through to this part of the bracket at the major, but which one comes out on top? Both have got a little bit of cheese, both have got a bit of youth, both have got a bit of experience. So let's ask our panel which way this goes.
How is this going to go? I don't know. I'm a little bit biased. Just a little bit.
Really?
How much?
I mean, I don't
Just a little bit.
I mean, look, it doesn't matter if you're biased towards TNC. That's fine. We don't mind a little bit of bias on the panel.
Yeah. But I like Alliance. I think they're still a team that has a lot to grow in, because they do still have that throw factor. I feel like when they take a lead, they just die a few cores here and there, and you're like, if you do this against Secret, you're just going to lose instantly. So it's a matter of how they will play that, and they have shown a little bit more of strats this time around. They don't only rely on that Brood or anything like that. They have the Earthshaker they kind of showed off, and they still love that Monkey King. As long as they don't just pick it the first two, they'll be fine with that. So, yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, and Brian, I don't know how you feel about this, but it seems to me that when you get a team that are starting to come together as a team, the chemistry works, the first 20 minutes looks pretty good. And I think back to Pain, for instance, last year.
Yep.
First 20 minutes, you're like, these guys have got it. And then they kind of go, help! We don't really know what to do after 20 minutes. We see it a lot from teams that are starting to come to. Alliance have been like this. TNC have been a little bit like this. I mean, they threw a 35k lead away.
Yeah, I mean, the simplest explanation I always come up with is that you start the game from minute 0, and the amount of some circumstance or like situations that you can be in at minute 0 is not too many. So people with limited experience, they'll have been through those, so they know what to do. They can get past that part. But as the game goes on, more and more can change, more and more can go wrong. Like whether you're ahead, behind, you have to know all kinds of things, and suddenly it becomes much more easier to slip up. And the coordination is also much higher, the requirement between the players. So I just feel like the most experienced teams are really the only ones with like a clean 30 minutes plus.
Yeah.
Because that's when you have to know everything about the matchups, about the heroes, how the game plays out, items, levels. I mean, there's so much that goes on.
If there's something going for Alliance in this particular series, is that their laning has been really, really strong, hasn't it, in all the games they played, even against Virtus Pro in the group stage.
Yeah, I mean, they were one of the only teams that actually beat VP in the lanes convincingly. But as you just said, they're quite inexperienced, and they come of a rough loss against LGD. So I hope they can kind of recover from that. Whereas TNC comes from a very easy and strong win. So we'll see how that factors into the game as well. But on paper, there should be, it should be about a 50-50 match, I think, just like skill-wise.
Our key players we've picked out a one on each side. Boxy is the player that we've picked from Alliance, and Cuckoo, of course, from the other side. In a way, they're both important to their team, but for different reasons, aren't they?
Yeah, Boxy, I would say, is it's hard to say if he's the star player or not, because Mick has shown as well that he kind of takes over. People talk a lot about Boxy because he's like around that rank 1, so he kind of takes over the game sometimes, especially with his Earthshaker. So if he gets that kind of hero, he can just dominate the game.
He's also been very flashy.
Yeah, he's a very flashy player.
Stands out.
Yeah, definitely.
Good
We've seen the jumps around with the Earthshaker.
Is he the real deal, BSJ?
I think he's got the potential to be the real deal. I don't think he's there yet. I think a lot of players have hit where he's at. It's a matter of, you mentioned the big opportunity that players like, D-Stones miss out on. I feel like this is a big opportunity for all these players on Alliance, and I feel like they could easily be a team that collapses 4 months from now, or they could be a team that is suddenly, given a run for their money with the top-tier teams, and I think it comes a lot to players like Boxy, who other players, I guess, for yesterday already tried to copy his build.
Yep.
And we all were talking about how, don't really like that build this game. And
then, the Ags build on the
Ags on Shaker, yeah. And
so I played it yesterday the same way.
Yeah, but then you take the next game after where Mind Control plays Earthshaker.
He went Blink
Blade first.
He went Blink first, like a standard, traditional Earthshaker, and it's just funny where Boxy pioneered, at least in the pro scene, this Ags Earthshaker build. He's the one that understands it better than anyone else, and it's not that simple to just say go Ags.
Right.
Blindly copying is usually never good, and I think it might have lost a game or two yesterday because of that. So
yeah.
When S4 played it, it didn't work out that well. Like, you got to see what heroes you're playing against. You play against a Coddle who can just blind you, as we saw. Like, that can be the difference maker. And they play also against Dragon Knight, who just stunned him when he was in the air. So sometimes you really just need to jump in instantly. So you got to know when to buy it and when not.
Okay. Cuckoo on the other side. Why is he important to TNC?
I mean, he's probably been like him and Tims are probably the core of TNC. They've been there forever. No matter what kind of roster change they make, they're always there. Cuckoo has been through like 4 or 5 different roles at this point. I mean, it seems like he can do anything, like in Dota, but it also feels like he has this, like, as soon as he captains a team, there's a, potential for throwing. Like, his decision making is oftentimes very, you can say very aggressive, which is good sometimes, but oftentimes it just like throws away the game, and you can see it in the way they play. They just like dive tier 3s, go into tier 4s, and it's like not always paying off. They definitely need to calm down a bit when they have the lead and just build on that rather than just being over aggressive.
Has he found his position?
I mean, apparently not. He switched like twice already in the past 3 months, I think. We will see what he'll end up playing with, huh?
I mean, is that partly because of the players he wants to play around and the players that they want to have in TNC? He's had to be flexible. He's had to I mean, it's a skill, isn't it, being flexible in the team?
Yeah, I think it's a very important skill to have. But I think he is definitely a guy that enjoys the core position more, like the 1 to 3. Like, when he played support, it was okay, but it's not really him, You can kind of tell he wasn't very satisfied with that. So he's probably going to stick to 1, 2, or 3.
And what's the influence from Ninja Boogie been? You've played with him, you've played against him, you know him well from the region.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what Ninja Boogie brought to the team. Of course, he had like a lot of experience from Mineski. He is doing the drafting with them now, I think. So he probably strengthened them in that regard. But yeah, he's, not a player that really makes the team more stable in that regard, because, as I said, they're very prone to like throwing, and we'll see how they address that issue. Cause I think Ninja Boogie, you know, he's a stable player, but he's not like a high tier captain. No.
Okay, Henrik, what's it like for you sitting here all these years after Alliance formed and changed from no Tidehunter, 1 TI, got all the plaudits for it? What's it like for you sitting here all these years later, watching a brand new version of it and actually playing at a major?
It's fun for sure if they can actually show up. Because as you said, I've been here for a long time now, and there's been a lot of alliances recently, and they've not really looked that well. So it's not that fun to watch. But now finally they have a team that has hopes. They have good players. All their 3 cores are very high ranked, and they're very talented. So, you know, finally we get to see an alliance that can come up to a major and maybe not win, like maybe 0.1% chance of winning, but you know, there's a chance of getting top 6 if they, you know, step up their game. So it's quite the experience.
But it's quite scary too, right? Because they don't really have this like wow captain either, and it feels like when a team doesn't have this like really good captain, they just seem to struggle. Like the further the tournament goes, the more they struggle.
Yeah, they don't really have that captain. You're right. They kind of miss some identity maybe with that, but you know, they have Loda behind there.
Yeah,
he brings some.
It's funny actually because that was the next question to you was: do you think John should have been like, I'll go a 5, stay in game, use my in-game, because he's a smart guy in the game. He thinks about the game all the time. Stays as a 5, changes his role, then has the other 4 that can kind of, you know, be the players that he wants them to be, but lead inside the game rather than being a coach outside the game. We've seen a lot of players do it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I wouldn't want Loda to support me. We had him support once, and he played like Treen or something, and he went to harass the enemy offlaner, and he just died level 1, and we were like, okay, Loda, you're never supporting again.
It was short-lived.
It was decided in that moment.
One game of support.
No, that sounds like 1 minute of support.
Yeah.
And then it was already decided.
The first hit, poof, no support anymore.
We're into our first draft. Let's see how we get on this one. Some early bans from TNC that would suggest they don't want to be playing specific alliance favorites, including the Brood, which I guess is no surprise against them. They've showed us just how good Quiver is on that hero.
Yeah, I mean they picked up Brood first phase a lot.
Yeah, I feel like all the important bans have come out. Can you see what heroes slipped through here?
Morphling
is the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about Necro? Do these teams prioritize? I believe they both prioritize Necro, don't
Morph, Necro, Weaver. We have seen Weaver in response to
Weaver
Necro.
is a big thing for Alliance, isn't it? They've shown that they really like playing around that.
Especially position 4. I think Taiga played it the last time. Not anymore though.
No. Well, Alliance has played really well with the Morphling on Mickey, so I wouldn't be surprised if they picked that up. Just get a support as well.
Yeah.
Like there's still Chen that Alliance has run a lot, but not this tournament.
I was going to say they've moved away from that, haven't they, during this tournament? Played it a lot before.
Yeah,
in
I mean, I guess the scrim bin is not the greatest against Weaver either.
Yeah, I don't
So
like
this
Chen
is a
against Weaver.
Phoenix Morphling opening? No, Phoenix Earthshake, okay.
Yeah, they probably want to just go back to the Boxy Shaker.
Yep.
He has done a lot for them.
Yeah, they've also mixed that. They've mixed that up, haven't they? Hasn't always been boxy.
No, they like if you go before this tournament, there's definitely not Boxy playing that much Earthshaker, so it's just this tournament, and so we don't know for sure that he's playing it even now.
And that's what makes it a great first 2 pick, isn't it? That flexibility.
But a lot of times when a player goes off on a hero like that, you just want to give it to him because you know what he can do, and he kind of just, you know, trust him to carry you through the early mid stages.
I think it's also good against PL and Morph, so like it kind of blocks that good second pick that a lot of teams look to, like a lot of teams look to pick that hard carry second when they have first pick. So when you pick this Earthshaker and you already have like the Terrorblade out, I think that adds a lot of value to that.
Yeah. I was surprised about the Winter. I always felt like Winter is quite weak against Phoenix. So doesn't do too much.
Because it's Fire Phoenix against the Ice.
Except you melt him.
Yeah.
I mean, scientifically, it seems pretty good.
Are you a science person?
Physiology.
Yeah. I mean, you just melt the fire, and then Phoenix hasn't.
But if you pour water on fire, it.
Wait, you melt the fire? You just said melt the fire.
Sorry, extinguish the fire. I don't know why I said
Talking
melt.
about science.
But it's ice. It's not water.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about science, though. Black, would you say that Winter Wyvern is a dragon? A type of dragon?
He is a dragon.
It's kind of a dragon.
That's all I wanted to hear. Yeah.
He is.
Some people say it's not, but I don't know what they're talking about.
What do they say it is?
It's a wyvern. But a wyvern is a dragon.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a type of dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Same as Jakiro is.
So all wyverns are dragons.
Same
but
like
not all
Phoenix.
dragons are wyverns. Is that what's happening here? Okay, moving
a
on.
phoenix is not a dragon, though.
Yeah, Phoenix is an
Definitely
ancient
not
creature.
A dragon.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm a dragon.
Everyone's a dragon.
5 seconds
No,
remaining.
BSJ is not a
Oh
dragon.
yeah, I was gonna say I want to be a dragon. I don't think I'm a dragon.
It's okay.
BSJ is a butterfly.
Yeah,
A Schmetterling.
It's Schmetterling, yeah.
I don't think people are gonna know.
Yeah, for those of you tuning in thinking, what the hell are these guys talking about? We were talking about how harsh the German language sounds to people that don't speak German.
But not if I
and
speak it.
And I mentioned, well, I don't know. But I did mention the fact that, when you have a name for such a beautiful creature as a butterfly, as Schmetterling, then that's probably why it sounds quite harsh.
To be fair, it's not pretty to everyone, A lot of
No.
people are scared
But
of
when
it.
you learn it and when you actually live there, and you actually start to realise that it's
Fair
a
enough.
very, very cool language.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's cool.
Language.
It's a cool language.
That's
Hey,
so-
look, when you're able to merge words into one word and make it a completely new word without it even being in the dictionary, that's a cool language.
It is cool. Very cool.
It's so cool I don't even speak it anymore.
10 seconds remaining.
Not much anyway. All right, getting back to the
Yes.
draft.
We've waited for the second base fans to go bands to go through because we kind of thought we knew what were going to come. But Huskar is an earlier ban. We usually see that as a fifth ban from most teams.
It's really good against
sixth
Phoenix.
ban, should I say?
Yeah, really good against Phoenix.
Oh,
Yeah.
the band the Void.
Yeah.
PL and Void.
We've seen the Void picked up a lot against the Weaver, just take
Where's
away his
the morph?
mobility.
Where's the
Yeah,
morph?
Morph surely.
In
not.
Alliance's
There we go.
hands.
Yeah.
Found it.
Yeah.
Because they play really well with a hard carry on Mika. I feel like when he plays his Morphling or anything like it, it's just worked out really well.
Well, why did they ban Void over Morph?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Alliance
Well,
picks
they're
Morph so
probably
much
gonna
more.
pick some mobile hero now that's countered by what does he counter? They're gonna pick Slark.
Yeah, I love Slark against all these three.
Great hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Why don't we see Slark very often?
Just the laning stage.
Landing stage is actually
Bad
too
early.
rough. Yeah,
Remaining.
you
It's
can't.
like you're like always losing your tower. You're a hero that wants to be like by itself from level 6 to 10. And usually in the past, like the patches where he's good is when he can do that. And this patch, you just lose all your buildings and you become a liability.
Yeah, but even after you lose the laning stage, like I've seen some games where Slark has a good laning stage and the hero just feels useless. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sheepstick is pretty good against Slark.
Cheap.
Yeah.
There's just too much mobility right now. Like a lot of casters have mobility, a lot of supports have mobility, ways to shut them down. Even just the winter, you get cursed into something like an arrow or storm, you're just dead.
Yeah, carries just want to buy like mantas and butterflies and stuff right now, and those aren't really Slark items.
Schmetterlings.
TNC
Yes. Oh, there you go. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I mean, Ogre's a strong support for the Morphling. They look like
Does
they have.
mean that Shaker or the Phoenix is now core, though.
I mean, it should be Shaker core,
Should be.
but
Against
Insania
Centaur
likes
Weaver.
his Phoenix, right? Is this a position 4 Ogre then or what?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Do they ever swap, like in terms of, one player playing a certain hero just to be a 4?
Yeah, Bullet, do you do that?
Yeah.
5
No.
seconds remaining.
It's usually Tiger just playing the 4.
Which is.
Yeah.
But Insania always plays the Phoenix, right? And he's 5. So
Usually. I haven't seen anyone else
I mean,
play the
I
Phoenix.
like
do,
4
do
Ogre.
they play the Phoenix core? Or?
I mean, they probably do, but I would be surprised if he's not on a Shaker after his like
Yeah,
performances
Shaker
on the
core
hero.
seems way better right now too.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd imagine this has to be a boxy Shaker.
Shaker's like their main way of killing the Weaver, so I feel like if you put on support, that makes Weaver's game like way easier.
But at the same
What?
time, it could be a support Weaver as well.
That's true.
And there's these drafts nowadays, man. You can't really tell too much.
Monkey King's still available as well.
Yeah. Not super good against Dire though.
The age-long question of what do you pick against Morphling?
Anti-mage.
Is it even that
Yeah, I
good?
think that Monkey King's more likely for Alliance.
No, it's
isn't
not.
it?
It's not.
Dire team back.
No.
It might
First
just be
the
Lina
Lina.
carry.
Lina's
'cause
good.
There's no other good carry.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
it's the classic counter against Morphling. You
Yeah.
see it all the time.
against Phoenix too.
No, TA's not banned either.
Well, it will be
Probably
soon.
will be.
They have a lot of stuns on Alliance though, so I'd be very careful.
Yeah.
Like Lena's a hero that all of her animations are a little awkward, and her positioning's really important. Her
10
turn rate's bad.
seconds remaining.
Mm-hmm.
And so all these stuns can make Lena's game
Hey,
a little
things
hard
are
to
all
play.
relative,
5
right?
seconds
They start talking
remaining.
about turn rates being bad. I played Kiro.
That's fair. I mean, and animations being bad. Yeah, that's about as bottom of the barrel in terms of animations and turn rate.
Alright, so it's the Koikwa hero left. I don't know what he'll play here. Is maybe Invoker?
Nah, I mean, I'm not too impressed by his Invoker. I like his like Zeus stuff like that more. Probably even a TA.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get TA, but Zeus is just gonna get ganked and
it's
kill
gonna-
all the time, I feel like. You're just gonna run
Get
over.
banned
Yeah.
anyway, isn't it?
Zeus doesn't feel too amazing.
Hear me out. Quap.
Wow.
No.
that worked really well yesterday.
It's.
I mean, it's just sad how Dota is in this state right now where certain heroes are just absolutely garbage. Like, it's kind of crazy. So the new patch is coming soon. Gonna fix everything
Of
Right.
course. Mm-hmm.
for a month, then people are gonna whine again.
A month, like 5 days. So nerf. And then
Grimstroke in
Yeah,
captain's mode.
720B comes out.
What about your favorite hero?
Lone Druid.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, he'll get buffed for sure.
What will that buff? 10 seconds entangle duration.
Yeah. No, Ags give you 2 bars now. It duplicates your item.
two.
All right, I would buy Axe.
That sounds worth.
Triple Midas.
That'd be an extra unit for me to control. I'll let one of my teammates buy Ags on.
Refresher Shard gives extra bear.
Oh, there you go.
5 seconds remaining.
Bulldog's running around with 3 bears controlling.
TNC
Yeah, there was the
Predator
TA.
pick.
Yeah, Troll Ban for Alliance.
They might just last pick their 4 here on TNC. I don't see a good carry hero.
What would be a good 4 for them then? It could be Centaur 4.
Yeah, we have seen it.
Could
Can
be
be.
Weaver 4.
Can be
How about a Bat
Wyvern
man?
Core.
Can be anything right
Wyvern Core.
We don't know.
now. What about some Earth Spirit?
I mean, I was thinking Earth Spirit, but their lanes are weak.
Yeah, and I mean, it works. Tims plays a good Earth Spirit.
5 seconds
I think it's good for the
remaining.
game, but against Ogre, it's like really hard to play Earth Spirit in the laning stage, I think.
Dire team pick.
There you go.
Shadow
Okay.
Shaman.
Yeah, there's their 4.
Okay.
I don't mind that. The Hex against the Morphling, any instant disable is always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets that Ether Lens up, that'll actually be really annoying.
So what are we liking for Koikwa? Zeus. Maybe Storm is...
Invoker.
Something that
You think
backlines
Walker?
for sure. Something that backlines. All the things you guys are
10
saying make sense
seconds
to me.
remaining.
I mean, Invoker is okay. I just didn't really see Alliance own too much with Invoker. Pugna.
Pugna.
Okay.
That's alright.
It's
Alright.
really good. His ward is
But it's not
really
a Koikwa
good.
hero though. It's not a Koikwa hero.
Well, he's played it pretty well in the past, so he plays everything.
Are you
gives
convinced
him
by his Pugna?
Yeah, I am convinced.
Okay.
Early objective taking too. I like it.
I'll believe in your conviction.
Yeah.
Alliance.
Is this part of your I'm being more decisive? Right, okay. Twitter says Alliance win 57-43. Bulldog agree?
Seems accurate. Yeah, but TNC's lineup looks really strong as well. They got the Winter Wyvern set up to follow up stun. Objective taken with the Rasta looks pretty scary to me, honestly, but Lions though.
Yeah, of course.
Right? They got Phoenix, the best fire dragon.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
don't know
a-
why you're waiting production. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Uh,
believer in first pick Weaver carry. Like,
right.
I don't know. I just
Okay.
don't. I'm not a believer in that. So I'm gonna go with Alliance too. I think the Pugna
Really?
pick makes sense. I think Morphling's the strongest hero. As the
So
game goes
easy when
on.
you go last to predict, huh?
You know.
Well, we'll do it the other way. We'll mix it up.
It's
best of
easier
three.
when Kyle's in the
Alright.
panel because he picks. and
Just
I
go against him?
Yeah, pick the other thing.
Pick the opposite of whatever Kyle's done. Right then, all three have gone for Alliance. Good job, everyone. Right then, time to get our first game underway of this best of 3 series between 2 very fancy playing teams. Looking forward to this one. Let's find out who takes game number 1.
Yes, hello everybody and welcome to the first series of the day here at the Kuala Lumpur Major. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Fogged and we're getting ready for TNC versus Alliance. We've just seen the draft, the panel very much siding with and liking what Alliance is bringing to the table. I sort of have to say I agree. They've got this very
Yeah.
strong Morphling game it looks to be, Fogged.
Strong Morphling game. He's got he's got some of the better targets, in my opinion, for actually turning the morph into. He can morph into his Pugna. We saw them, I think it was them who did that, right? The double Pugna Blast, the double Nether Ward. Nether Ward in this game is going to do a lot of work, I believe, until if they can get their BKB, sure, but Lina kills herself on ward.
Yeah.
Shadow Shaman very much so kills yourself. Even like all these heroes don't really like playing versus it. It can be quite frustrating, and if there's two of them, can definitely be a big problem. He can even turn into some of the enemy heroes too. He's got Weavers, he's got Wyvern, two of the better targets as well. So let's see, TNC, the one thing they do have is they have the good control like the panel mentioned. I always see like the Wyvern, always when I see Wyvern I just want follow-up. And they at least pick out the Lina, and they've got the Centaur too. So they've got these heroes to at least synergize with it. And it's surprising to see is, hey, wait a minute.
That was hot.
You thought you had me, didn't you?
Am I seeing this right?
What are we checking?
Is it Core Shaman?
No.
What?
Oh.
What do you mean?
good.
Ninja Boogie is Wyvern. Tim's is Centaur.
Yeah. That's how what? No, Cuckoo plays. Yeah, well, Cuckoo plays. What are you on about?
So which one are they going to farm prioritize though? He's building a null.
As position 4 Shaman. I mean, why not? What's wrong with a null on position 4 Shaman?
All right.
Well, you feel a little greedy to sort of have your support go null first?
I think he's going to be farming.
Oh, you think Tim's is actually going to step into the support?
Yeah. I think maybe he'll get boots first, but
I think Tim's. Well, okay,
but why is he starting with the mantle and the circlet then, with a fairy fire on top too?
It's a lot of right click, extra bit of +2. I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. Well, maybe they're sort of doing the VP strats in this top lane, having the Centaur support. But no, I don't know. Maybe Cuckoo just wants an early null. But
Because
we'll see.
Cuckoo's the offlaner.
I swear we've seen this in another game, though, because I swear I casted another game where it was this way round.
I mean, we did the one with
Yeah.
yesterday where, of course, like Pasha was playing Phoenix and we had Roger.
No,
playing
it's in
center,
with
but
Tim's and Cuckoo.
They
where
just swap role sometimes.
I swear I've seen it happen before.
Okay, I mean, we did see the Centaur support, so
Yeah.
we'll see. He's got
I mean,
core
you're
items
right, now
too. That's
Cuckoo-
why. So
Oh, we'll see it takes the majority of the farm here.
it's gonna be cool. Like they need if he can get an Aether Lens, like Panel was talking about, he does have that instant disable for the Morphling, which could be really nice, and he at least gives them that pushing power. Because besides him, they don't really have that pushing. All right, I mean, this is cool. It's kind of a cool option versus the Ogre Magi, right? Because Ogre, he's this like beefy super laner, and Shadow Shaman, you do so much right-click damage and nuke damage that you actually can contest an Ogre pretty well. Two-man stun by Tims.
And hang on.
Mickey.
Mickey's got to be careful. Yeah, it's a scary lane.
Very threatening lane. Besides that, they have on the other side of Alliance, they also have this Phoenix versus Wyvern. I tend to see the Phoenix actually win this matchup too. He's just very good versus the Wyvern at all stages. Wyvern, sure, you can hit the egg with your Arctic Burn, but overall, it's just this like high magic damage versus the Wyvern is usually pretty threatening.
I mean, so sort of obviously having Cuckoo in the, as you say, he's going to be playing the Shaman core this game. What kind of build do you expect to see from him? Do you still sort of rush the Ags and such, or?
I think Lens is like the new big thing that people do. Lens Ags sounds fine.
I mean, Lens is so good. Who was the other team that kept running the show? Was it LGD? No, it was.
Fade was playing it.
Yes, that's right. Fade was absolutely crushing with the Ether
Insania
Lens.
is getting. He's gonna die probably here. A couple more hits by the Shadow Shaman. One more in a shock. He gets him.
I mean, this lane.
It's so much damage actually coming between them with the double edge, with the Ether Shock, and just the right clicks. Okay, this is really cool. This is actually a really good threatening lane. Alliance's top lane is gonna be under a hell of a lot of pressure. Even with an Ogre trying to guarantee the farm for the Morphling, Mika's gonna be slowed down a lot.
Now we're seeing on the other lanes. What we're seeing mid.
Illusion.
Pretty much even at the moment. Armhell will be able to grab the rune down bottom, get himself an illusion.
This is
with the CS.
This is a fairly even matchup because they both have like.
Yeah,
they both have high range, they both have high nuke and super high mana pool, so it's just like a spam fest back and forth. And I mean, Lina has pretty decent kill threat on the Pugna at 6, but Pugna also can do the same kind of thing.
I mean, with this lane, does Koifa take an earlier point in the ward, or?
We saw Dendy do that at Maincast, remember?
We've seen some big Pugnas like to do that, and I remember that game, I believe it did help him win the lane. He did still lose the game. But,
it does quite a significant.
Nice.
It does like a lot of damage. Like every time he nukes, it's going to be like 100+ damage if the ward is down. Kind of puts him off from nuking the lane, but he's already gone for the 2 points in deep prep, so he's going to max. He's just going to do the standard build.
Okay. Rushing for that Veil, of course, first. And then down bottom, Boxy Shaker, the one we all know and love. He's going to be obviously... I mean, is there ever any other build for Boxy than getting that egg straight up? I don't think so. So we can be sure to see him get that Agonims as his first major pickup this game.
Yeah, more than likely. The instant disable is pretty nice versus Weaver too if you can get that blink, but Ninja Boogie getting under pressure. They're trying to close the gap with Box, but they won't be able to. Taiga. There's a Shikuchi up and a Splinter Blast. They could go for this. They should be able
got the
to.
stick charges, but and they won't. That's not enough. Can't keep Tiger alive. As Tiger will fall. 2 kills so far for TNC. Not looking too bad at all with these lanes.
No, it's really cool way that they set up this Shadow Shaman. And it is, like, he is farming.
Yeah,
completely
he absolutely
farming.
is.
Tim's has, they didn't even give Tim's boots. I actually like the option that VP did when they were just like, all right,
give it a little
Centaur
bit.
needs the boots to at least be like that threat in the laning phase. But Kuku, he's gonna have like arcane boots pretty soon already. He actually has them finished.
And the amount of spam that they're going to have is going to be pretty huge. And as we can see, that they do try their best to punch down Tims.
Tims is in trouble.
He whiffs up the Hoostomp. He doesn't get it off initially. He does get it off now, but there's the waveform forward. Mickey takes the kill. Tim's a little slow there with the play.
Yeah, he kept they kept like playing around the AoE of that hoof stomp pretty well. How much regen do they have left? They're pretty low on that regen now in that top lane for Alliance. They have to bring more regen to deal with this this Shadow Shaman who has so much, and we got bounty runes coming out.
I see that bottom Ninja Boogie. He wants it.
He got it.
Got it.
He's gonna die for it.
He'll take that.
I hear Bulldog saying it's worth it. Yep.
It definitely is. Gets it for the team.
Yeah, but they claimed 3 of them, right? Or they got all 4 of them? They got all 4.
They got all 4. TNC, I mean, there's a solid opening.
Are they bringing regen to the top lane for Alliance? They are not right now. Is it on the courier? It is on the courier. Yeah, there's some on the courier here. Koikva seems like he needs it first, since Armella hit level 6 before him just from a couple extra denies.
I mean, I do imagine that with TNC with this lineup, they are going to have to play quite fast this game, right?
Mickey, he gets hexed. He's dead.
Straight up, they've got the kill. Cuckoo with the opening, they should be able to run down Insane here as well. As on his own, the Ogre can't offer much to keep himself alive. He could try for the Dukes of the Trees. They just need the vision for that one right click. Oh,
but they're gonna get the kill gold for this.
It will be within time where they hit the hero, so indeed they will still get that kill credited them. TNC. That's top lane.
But yeah, they want to play fast pace with their lineup.
If you're playing a core Shaman, yeah, you've got to keep the pace pretty nice.
Well, it's a core Shaman, core Weaver. Like one Weaver is the thing. It's not like an offlane, which we've been seeing a lot of time.
No.
It's a one position Weaver.
And a first pick Weaver as well, so you can imagine that Alliance with their draft, they have a lot of answers in mind for Gabby's Weaver down the road.
Ooh, mid lane, they're going to look to get a gank here. They have a haste on Koikva, the rotation too.
A bit far up, Armel. Well, he's in a bit of trouble. Very fire stick charge. Oh! That may just save him. Koikva's still got a bit of time left for the Hadra, but
Armel?
Oh, Armel! Beautiful play.
Tips him as well.
I mean, you do there. You absolutely just styled on Alliance. Fantastic play from Armel. Absolutely outreading and outplaying his opponents. Ooh, okay.
Okay,
Be
be careful.
Yeah, with that level 3 air the shot. Can't sit around too low on the old HP.
I'm keeping eyes on this. I feel like he's going to die underneath their shock for some reason.
He's sitting on the shadows at the moment. We'll see this again. I mean, this was a beautiful play from Armel.
And he just baited Koikva up. He has full mana. He knew that Koikva was going to commit forward to, and he has more than enough damage to do this. That stunt just
I mean, it was so close. But he gets it. Boy, does he get it. Armel.
Taiga. Looks like he's trying to secure his Morphling's farm because they know that Mika's last hits are doing okay, but they need to get these kills to try to secure him. But Tims is bodyguarding.
Tims, he does. He gets the 2-man Hoostomp. Turns with double edge. Mickey's pretty low. 6 charges for Cuckoo. Cuckoo tries the Jagger.
He gets him.
Cuckoo. Oh, he got it.
And he's
he
gonna
got
live.
it. Kill him.
He's gonna get another.
Kill him. He does it. Cuckoo.
He's 6. He's going for another.
Go for it. Never give up.
No. He's got Aether Lens. It's 7 minutes in, Owen. He has a full Aether Lens already.
Oh, no. Cuckoo.
The cast range, like this is gonna catch Mickey off time and time again. That Hex cast range, that Nuke cast range is. I mean, that's the earliest Aether Lens I've ever seen.
That play as well. I mean, that was the both of them together. You know, Tim's getting that Hoostomp and setting up for Cuckoo to just come back in for the cleanup.
Because they're pretty low too, but They've got all these stick charges. They've got Fairy Fire as well. It's a far commit forward. The instant hex on the Phoenix, though, and then Mika...
Look at this. Tim says, I'm going to hold my ground, get
Oh.
the stun off. Cuckoo sees an opportunity. 3 heroes. He goes in with 190 HP, and he's like, well, I'm going to shackle this. Stick charges come out. He stands his ground.
Oh, Mika stopped
Shackles
shifting.
him down, and bam.
He shifted, then stopped shifting, and then just gets controlled.
Oh, and up top as well.
He
Look
gets
who
the
we
shift.
got. They do get the shift off. So he should be, I say he should be fine. He's only just.
Now, Koifu's coming to secure this, though. This should net them a kill.
They're putting in the ganks here for this man. They need to, and they do get the core Cuckoo Shaman. I'll get him this time.
TNC on fire, though, in these first 9 minutes. 4K gold lead already.
Boxy, Echo Slam for what? He's... Whoop!
He got all the creeps.
All right. Guess the creeps gets out. Boxy will take that.
He also didn't TP to Fountain there. That was a panic TP.
It's a 3K lead at the moment for TNC.
Dire's middle tower is under
Mika just desperate to try to get this Morbid Mask. Needs to be able to keep that sustain up. Just so much burst damage coming out on that side of TNC in that lane. And even with Armel, too. Looking at like the grand scheme of things, like the Splinter Blast, they've got Lina nukes, they've got Ether Shock, like all these different things that a Morphling has to be very careful of, especially when there's a Shadow Shaman with 7-minute Aether Lens. They've started to really emphasize trying to secure him, though. Look at the wards that Alliance has placed. 2 wards up on that top area to watch the approach from the Shrine and to watch the approach from the lane. They know that their Morphling needs to farm in this game in order for them to have a fighting chance.
I mean, as you said, you really can't count out that extra cast range you get, so he's got to be careful.
Yep. Bounty runes again. Armel is even contesting up toward that top, so it looks like it's going to be 3. Or, just kidding. Taiga gets the bottom one as he commits forward. Ninja Boogie will live. 2 for 2. Level 6 already on the support. Centaur 2. Mel wants to set up something on mid. They've got the Stampede.
They do have that Stampede, yeah. I'm wondering
but
why
it's
he's
a
not gone
haste.
for it.
It's a haste on
Ah,
Koifu.
okay.
Yeah.
He's got the haste in the bowl. Good point. Yeah, can't go for that.
Now Morphling has the... Does he have the mask yet? It's coming on the courier, I'm assuming. Yeah, coming on courier. So he's just going to go jungle, and they're going to just leave this top lane to somebody else, because this Morphling, it's too much burst damage. It's too scary for him to be up there. 1, 2, and 2 on Mika.
And the wards are back up for Cuckoo.
Mm-hmm. They're threatening all lanes, too. Look, Armel, he's got a catapult wave. He's pinging it out already.
I mean, they can just go for the kill on Insania. They've got the movement of the Centaur. Stampede being used to close the gap. Hex into place. Tim's has got the follow-up. Insania's gone out the lane.
Yeah, they're going to take top tower. And mid tower's... Quick forgets to deny. Okay.
Dire's middle tower
Very nice.
has been denied.
But top tower's dead.
Drop the wards for it.
Yep. Even puts it up in the tree spot so nobody can TP in that hidden area. Great control so far this early game by TNC. And Boxy's farmed pretty well, though. He's got the treads finished up, high level 2, level 8 on the Earthshaker. He's going to be the one that has to kind of bring them back in it. Even though he's not the top net worth on his team, his role is just very important because he's that big team fight control for them. They're smoking top. It turns into the Centaur himself. They've got the stun.
Oh, Tim's going to be protected as the Hex comes out for Cuckoo. Still, the stolen double edge comes into play. The Supernova as well. Burning down Cuckoo. Slowed up, burst it down. Alliance make the rotation and break apart the top lane of TNC.
And Mika gets this much-needed double kill. I also think TNC overstayed their welcome. They already claimed the tower, and then they kept committing forward. They have to expect some type of rotation to be coming out when the mid tower is already dead and they've already killed top. There's not really many other places that Alliance can make moves. It's a little over-aggressive there by them, just stepping forward for something that doesn't really give them much.
And Boxy bottom lane, as you say, farming the blink. This game to help against the instant catch for the Weaver.
He's gonna have it at a really good time. Yeah, I was thinking that this was one of those games that he might go for that blink because of that
Even
reason.
though we know he loves the Ags first. And I'm sure he'll still get it down the line.
If he gets like some kind of like double kill or something, he might just switch it up. Like if he finds a position where he can get the echo. Just maybe. But right now it's just looking like that blink. As he's had so much time on the map bottom to farm, and Ninja Boogie hasn't found any opportunities really to get wards down. He just actually got these 2 ops, and he places just one in the mid lane, which doesn't give them much information at all about what Alliance is up to. They're trying to sandwich Boxy down bottom now here. 4-person rotation. The instant echo.
I mean, he's trying to go for it. The winner's curse will hold back Koifus. There's no follow-up blast to kill off Gabby. Koifa trying with a life drain, but he's surrounded by the Serpent Wards. TNC take another successful fight. They, as you say, catch off Boxy.
They changed their priorities there. They're like, we've been shutting down the Morphling quite a bit. Now we need to make sure that we don't let this Earthshaker kind of take over and make the rotation down bottom, because it's also, it actually gives them an objective, right? It's not just this kill on a Shaker, it's also threatening this tower. But Alliance, Taiga's in the position that he wants to contest.
Can they not? I mean, not on his own. He needs backup.
They're going to try. The wards are down.
Okay. That's a little risky here from Tiger, but I guess with them already backing off, yeah, they don't want to hit the egg. I mean, they go for a few pokes from the sideline. That may cost the Wyvern his life, so Ninja Boogie sticking around a little unnecessarily there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually stayed to hit that.
He stood to hit the egg. I mean, that was... He didn't do the maths on that one.
If they don't see Boxy, sure, like they can try to turn and hit it, but they know there's going to be a fissure to lock them down while they're trying to hit that, so... It's just a Wyvern kill, but these kind of kills definitely do add up. His top Mickey turns into the Shadow Shaman.
Stampede won't save him.
Yeah.
So that early lead that TNC had, it is starting to close up a little bit. Alliance picking it up. Mickey's getting the farm.
Do they threaten any towers at all, though? Mid tower is, I guess, half HP or a little bit less than half, but the other two towers are full HP. I think he's already level 9. It's actually pretty damn good on the Phoenix.
Ninja Boogie. Stones and Senia. Tim's gonna have to think twice about going that deep for an attempt. We'll keep his distance up top. Gabby playing around with Boxy and Koifa, but Boxy and Koifa grab the runes before Gabby's able to pass by.
This one's a 2 for 2. Or actually, yeah, 2 for 2. And that means Tim's is going to have a Blink Dagger pretty much done on the side of TNC too. So now they have a real way to start the fights for themselves now. Because Shadow Shaman, since he went that Aether Lens, he's not going to have the Blink for a while. Armel in a very aggressive position by himself.
He was totally on his own there.
He went for, I guess, a solo kill because he just finished up the Yules, and he's level 12, but Alliance in position for that one with this.
Yeah, they have wards down as well, prepared for all of that.
Yeah, that was, again, very over-aggressive when you've got this type of lead.
They're losing that advantage, TNC.
Can't make these type of mistakes.
Not with this lineup.
Nope. Not versus a Morphling.
No. And a Morphling that, as I say, Mickey top of the board at the moment.
Kind of cool. You see the change that he's doing on the Morphling too. He's recognizing there's so much damn nuke damage and control that he's actually just going first item BKB.
I mean, I think the thing is as well that Mickey knows this game, at least once he hits the 20, it's all it's about is just being inside the other heroes and making sure you can abuse that sort of double blast and go. I think a lot of the time in this game, they're going to be fighting when he's someone else for the most part.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's going to be really hard for TNC to actually fight around that double Nether Ward when they do have it online.
Because on their lineup, who wants to get a BKB pretty much any time? I mean, these are core heroes that, yeah, I mean, you don't want a BKB on a Shaman. You don't really want to have to get BKB any time early in the build on Lina.
No.
And as a Weaver, you've got so many other items that you'd much rather get, so...
Armel might have to actually go just use BKB.
He might have to. He's got the Shadow Blade Q, but I think he might have to reconsider.
I think so too. I think the Shadow Blade could work if he gets like a couple kills in a row, but the BKB for like the overall lasting team fights is going to be really important for them, so they can actually contest Alliance. Going for an invasion play with this Blink Centaur, trying to get some deep vision down too.
Insania's going to find Cuckoo though. Is Cuckoo going to find Insania? Cuckoo does find the first hit with the Hex. Putting Insania down. You see Tim sort of searching for backup from the side. Armel will come across and they will be able to finish off Insania as Alliance take the decision to not take that fight.
They use the Laguna too. Looked like a little bit of overkill. They were a bit worried of Boxy coming in though. Boxy was showing this one to himself. Boxy's trying to farm this level 12 for the Shaker. Quite important. But he's also staying near the area of Mickey, just defending him until he has that BKB. Taiga's so high level from those like kills that he's got. Those small little things add up, right? We always talk about that. Him able to get those kills on Ninja Boogie a couple times has really like catapulted him forward to having this fantastic Phoenix start. Already with the 4 points in his 2 big nukes. And Cuckoo slowed down heavily. He's only level 10 on the core Shadow Shaman that we saw.
Yeah, it's one of those heroes that, I mean, you can sort of, as we've seen, dominate the lane, get kills early on, but when it comes to just keeping up farm with these other relevant cores, it's very hard to do so unless you're just consistently taking towers and objectives.
Yeah. Koifa went for the Aether Lens first, then going for that Veil afterwards. Veil is just so value in this game. He's got literally all spell damage on his team. But Aether Lens, that cast range is always so important as he's setting up for bottom tower. They want to try to get some map control going on their side. Insania.
He does not mind being the one going upon top lane. Tiger. They'll find him. Cuckoo and Armel with a lot of control. I mean, this is reset the strength of TNC's lineup.
Yep.
They do have a lot of catch and kill.
Tim's is positioned bottom for Quickfoot. They know that he's down there, but Quickfoot's aware of the setup being setup happening. Armel, he is going to go for the Shadow Blade, it looks like, because he got a couple pickoffs. He's starting to gain some momentum. They can get this push going.
Do drop the wards here.
They're getting a lot more map control than Alliance, is the important thing. The Curse, it's not attribute shifting either. They can have the follow-up control with Cuckoo.
Do they have it in time? They do.
Do they have the further? They got him.
They got him. They got the big one. That's the Morph dead. Anything else for them? Insania looks to be another.
So much stun. Just so much stun coming in by TNC. He didn't start the attribute shift once it ended. He was already shifted a bit from the start of it, but gets punished for that. TNC really trying to hold those tier 1s so they can keep asserting that dominance and keep controlling the map in their favor.
Got a blink on Cuckoo now.
More catch. More guaranteed lockdown. Multiple hoods being built on TNC as well, and on Alliance. It's just a lot of magic damage on both sides in this game. There's some of the times where, like, we're talking about, like panels talking about too, where it's like, there's no stuns in this game for some reason. This is absolutely not one of those games.
Cuckoo.
He's got Blink. Now they know that there's a Shaman Blink. They did catch vision of that for a moment. Now they identified that Mickey also has a BKB when they saw him in the mid lane. Even though he wasn't able to use it, they should have been able to click on him.
Look at that tower.
Important.
It's time to move as the 5 of them.
Yeah, they need to get some deeper wards down. They've only had like these very defensive wards so far on Alliance.
Let's see what Insania can find. As they're looking around mid Alliance, look at the tower, Tim's. He's going to be seen. Again with these blinks, they're keeping themselves safe.
Mick is farming up, trying to get some more space. He's saving out a lot of HP here, morphed up.
Coming so close to finding them. Now, Armel,
Do they have
Shadow
any
Blade,
detection?
they've got it, they've got the dust.
Stampede's there,
He's going to be fine.
and now he can turn.
Well, can he? There's a ward down. Fish is
Uh-oh.
out. He did stick around and try and have a poke back. That would cost him his life.
He had Cuckoo coming in for the rotation, but Cuckoo spotted under that ward too. Boxy with no hesitation, just dropping that echo, just guarding Koikfa and Taiga. Some damage threatened on top though from Gabby. And immediately Alliance actually make their way into the pit off of
They're trying
that.
to go for the Rosh. As soon as they
is
can
gonna-
get away with it.
It's gonna die pretty quick. TNC, they're not really in the best position. They are aware of it though. Ninja Boogie, he is starting to TP over. He's even smoking to try to commit into it.
See if they can get in time. Ninja Boogie pokes a little early. On the side, Gabby trying to have a bit of a tickle at Tiger, but Tiger's got the Supernova, so he's not too worried.
He's trying to burn a little bit of that Phoenix mana, so he can't actually have Fire Spirits and Nova, but
I'm going to back away for now, it seems Alliance. They're a little scared.
they might be able to commit themselves forward with the Serpent Wards if they can get a wraparound. They have the high ground vision of Alliance's positioning here. They're going to start it. Kuku's going to throw the wards down too. Lots of damage taken from that Nether Ward.
They're going to get it.
It looks like they're going to get it here.
Alliance are going to make a move. They're not doing it. It's TNCs. They just take the Rosh right from underneath them. Oh, no.
Ooh, they get punished. Now, Alliance, they just need to buy some time. Get themselves some farm. Now we don't need to worry about that Aegis. Don't take a fight into it. This is actually going to be pretty important that they get this Aegis on TNC because it's going to allow Armel to farm that BKB. So then you can actually commit inside of those fights. But yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, TNC are keeping ahead. It seems every time sort of Alliance begin to slow them down, suddenly TNC finds something that keeps them back on top.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just all this map control they got from the early game really started to add up. I mean, it's only a 5k gold advantage still. It's pretty significant, though, with their early game lineup. They need to keep this pressure up, keep slowing this
What's
Morphin
going on
down.
down here, Gabby? He's poking at Tiger. Got to be a little careful. There's a lot of backup for Alliance that could be quick to jump on him.
Mid lane, they're ready to go for something here. If anyone shows, TNC all prepared. Boxy and Taiga are too, though. They see Ninja Boogie. They're committing forward for him. Ninja Boogie.
Stampede.
He's
Got the
survived.
urn on him.
Got the Cold Embrace, the Fire Spirits, and the
they're
dive.
diving forward for that. Oh, Tim's tried to get a catch, but it's not going to save Ninja Boogie and doesn't catch out Tiger quite.
Is he going to go for the Vessel this game on the Phoenix? He's only got the urn.
Yeah, he's not completing it yet.
I mean,
He wants the pipe.
the pipe
first.
makes a lot of sense, of course, versus all that magic damage. But Vessel is always really nice to have versus that Wyvern. A lot of people have been skipping it, though. It's just a bit, it's a bit expensive. They're going to continue to just keep these waves pushed out on the side of TNC, but they can look to take a fight since they have this BKB, or since they have this BKB soon finished on the Lina and they have this Aegis on the Weaver. Gabby has Aegis. He goes through the Sentry, what he knows now, though. Hiding on the side, and now the rest of TNC, they're making the rotation over, and they're not under vision here, but Alliance still, they'll back out. Bounty rune's coming up. Boxy misses the fissure, but we'll still get the rune. Alliance gets 2. TNC also will be able to claim 2 of their own. Owen has left me, so I have a moment. Just to myself. Hello, everybody. All of TNC position bottom. They've got Serpent Wards ready for this push, but there's already another ward down. It is in a pretty far up place, though, so they do see it. And Kuku commits his wards from really far back with that Aether Lens. Senya connects a stun, but that is the Aegis hero. Those wards will get cleaned up, but they do significant structure damage. But another tower deny, likely to go Alliance as well. TNC, they're looking to action, though. They're smoked up. They're trying to find a pickoff here, doing this little fake back that we do see sometimes. They might be able to find the Phoenix here, and they will. The pipe doing work, though, but too much control coming out. There's now no Phoenix for 45 seconds. TNC can continue this pressure here. Just need to watch out for Boxy. Boxy gets 2-man echo, TNC. They will be there to get the response, though. But the ward is doing work. Mickey also with that BKB. Phoenix Sec is down 2 with that buyback. Uh-oh, Armel is dead already. Now Gabby, he's gonna get controlled. He's dead as well. Boxy coming in clutch, getting that 2-man echo. Even though they have the follow-up control, this Pugna ward in the backline is doing a significant amount of damage whenever all those nukes come out. So much control, too, with Mickey turning into that Centaur. Now Alliance, back the other way. And we were talking about how TNC, they have to be very careful with their mistakes in this game. They can't actually make too many of them versus this Morphling lineup. And that's a pretty big one.
I'm pushing in on the mid.
Hi, Owen.
TNC's now starting to fall.
You missed it, Owen. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Boxy got a pretty good echo.
Too many baked beans for breakfast.
Another ward did work, too. You're going to see it. Great wraparound positioning, too, Alliance. They were just very ready for this fight. Just Boxy, no hesitation. He gets this Blink Echo Slam off, and then, even though he gets controlled, look at this Nether Ward. It does so much work in the back. The buyback from the Phoenix in perfect positioning, and they don't have the Egg Hitter. The Lina's already dead. Weaver's controlled. Nobody can hit it.
As we say in every fight, the TNC don't come out on top. It's going to be a big worry for them. Is Shaman only going to continue to fall off?
Yeah.
And at 16-14, just a 1k lead now for TNC. It's not quite what it once was. And off the back of the early stages, Mickey just... This Morphling, we said at the start, it's been set up to be a good Morphling game. They do get the catch. Down bottom, they'll find the Shaker. Boxy unable to TP out in time. They'll get on top of him. He's on his own. But Mickey,
Yeah.
we've seen him carry many an Alliance game before, and this could be another one.
Yep. Definitely getting significantly farmed. They've got protection now too for the Pugna. Level 18 has Aeon Disc. So Koifa can play a little bit more aggressively. The big thing though in that last fight, it's Taiga. He gets picked off, but then with that buyback, TNC just gets overzealous again. Just seems like the name of the game for them so far is just going a little bit too far when they're feeling comfortable with their positioning. Now Armel has BKB. I think this is super important for him. Like we mentioned multiple times, just so much magic damage, so much control on the side of Alliance, and that playing Lina versus Netherward it's not really that fun. You deal so much damage back to yourself, and you're fairly squishy.
And the teamfight, though, it's really going to rely on the setup they can get from Ninja Boogie's Curse.
Yep.
Ninja Boogie up top. He's going to poke down a little bit. He'll go for the Curse setup onto the Morphling.
The shift
TP
already.
backup is coming through. They have a lot of lockdown, though. Is it enough? I mean, oh, look at this damage with the Laguna. It certainly is. They burst down Mickey. They look towards Insania, cancelling the TP with the York Scepter. They'll get the Ogre, too. TNC catching out Alliance a little split up. You know, Alliance maybe... well, for the part, slowing down TNC, but they still can't really go out alone as there's so much catch from TNC.
Yeah. After they pick off Boxy, it's a very quick movement from TNC to set up for the Morphling as well. Is there a BKB coming out for the Shadow Shaman? There is. So
all right.
We were talking that he needs it.
As I say, it's not something you always want to have to buy on the Shaman, even as a core. But this game, he certainly needs it. And this will allow Cuckoo to sort of stand there, offer that extra duration of shackles and really lock down targets like the Morphling without getting disrupted.
And they can focus this egg. 3 BKB is going to be coming out. The Lina, the Shadow Shaman, and the Weaver. They can focus the egg. They can take fights around the Roche too. Alliance. They have to be able to get this junk with Boxy before those come out. So Vision going to be extremely important for Alliance in the next upcoming team fight.
These 3 BKBs. Let's see what sort of fight TNC can take with them, because I certainly imagine they want to now.
Yeah,
they do still need to get themselves in position, and preferably ASAP to be sort of pushing onto the high ground.
And Mika, he's still having a good game, but his levels are actually pretty low. He's only level 16. His Phoenix is the same level as him. When we look at the other cores in the game, it's 17, 19, 20 on the 3 on TNC, and a level 18 Pugna.
As we say, I think, you know, with this strat that Alliance do want to run, they do want to try and hit that 20 as soon as they can, so they can sort of go for these double Pugna plays.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at that point, sort of if Alliance win a fight there, pushing power is going to be incredible. Double Pugna blast. You see the wrap around coming
really
in from Insania. Can he get the opening? Gabby tried to go with the Shikuchi, but straight away they're looking out on top of Cuckoo, but the BKB comes out. Stampede as well. Cuckoo's back to safety. Gabby turns its attention towards Boxy, but a defensive Decrepify keeps the Shaker safe. Both teams not losing a single casualty.
Boxy loses most of his mana though, so they have to back out. They can't actually take this fight. And the gold lead is just skyrocketed forward for
really
TNC the last few moments.
I mean, every time we've seen them sort of get those kills where they kill off the Morphling, it really does bump them back up to that, so that safe space, that comfortable lead.
It really is a lot of pressure onto Boxy's as well as the Morph. Mikke almost has the Scotty now finished up, but there's so much control and lockdown and damage just ready for him.
Armel?
Oh,
I mean,
Armel?
he stepped a little too close to Quake, but...
Don't think he expected that Obs and Sentry to be placed there. That's a big swing coming back. Gabby committing forward here. Won't be able to find anybody though as they're TPing out.
Way to cancel that until Tims did try and get him with a Who Stomp. Top Boxy does manage to blink out into the trees.
No TP for now though.
They do have I mean, the two of Alliance, they can come in, but there is more of TNC coming through. Cuckoo pops the BKB. Mikke just right-clicks him down though. The Shaman will fall.
Very back and forth, even though TNC, they've had the lead for the majority of this game, actually for like the whole game. They need to watch out when they give up these kills.
Alliance back in position up top to push. This time they've got a bit more of the gang around. There's 4 of them here, so harder for TNC to sort of make that surprise jump and opening as they did last time with the Winter's Curse from Ninja Boogie.
Boxy has a BKB of his own now too, so better ways for him to initiate without getting all of his mana burned in particular, or just getting locked down from the crazy amount that TNC does have. But the mana burn seems very significant for me. Like every single time I've been seeing Gabby hitting him like 3 or 4 times, and every single hit is it's 70 mana burn. It really adds up with that Geminate attack versus this Earthshaker.
There's Ninja Boogie. He's setting up from the side.
They know where he is now with that blast.
He does show himself with the blast. He'll start to poke at Insania. They have Armel. He'll look to delete the Ogre straight away. Laguna down, but it's killed the Ogre. We'll put a bit of a stop to the push from Alliance. they'll back off. You can see Koifa continuing to level up his Dagons, wants to get all the burst online. I mean, there's a lot of squishy targets. As long as they can disable them before they BKB, Alliance will certainly have the burst to delete most of the cores on TNC's lineup.
Yeah.
It's a close game, though. As you can see, sort of hovering around that 50% mark. As I say, it's been each time sort of TNC get ahead with a good fight, it sort of slips away, and then bam, we're sort of back repeating this sort of pattern.
They might be able to find Mickey with an instant catch, can they?
They got
can,
him with the Hex!
but he got the shift off.
Is there any sort of save? Serpent Watch down, trapping him as well. BKB's a pot. TNC know they have to go all in for this kill. It's a big one to get, and they've got it. Mickey's gone.
And they can commit for the Roche now, too. That's what we're talking about, the triple BKBs. They just instantly pop all three when they get the catch. And this ward doing work, just seeing him for 1 little second extra. The Stampedes pop, they close the gap. And now Roche.
And Armel, of course, going for the right build, getting that Axe online. He knows that there's a pipe over on Tiger's Phoenix, and he wants that pure damage.
Always very good versus Morphlings.
Yeah.
Like, sure, he's going to pop BKB, but if he's shifted down low with this spell amp, it's over 1,000 damage.
It's another Roche for them.
That's an Aegis and a Cheese.
TNC.
And nearly, I mean, they're approaching those level 25 soon. Weaver, 23. The mobility becomes even more that you have to deal with. Now they're aware that this ward is here, though, Alliance. They're trying to get rid of it, but Cuckoo's here.
Cuckoo's in. Does he have backup? He does have Armel heading across. Armel, he's ready to follow this one up. There is another ward down. Armel could just go with the right clicks, though, of the instant disable. There's sort of the lockdown they have from the Shackles. It's really bringing them down low, but now the counterplay comes through. Boxy just jumps in onto Cuckoo. Now with the BKB popped, he's looking to see if he can maybe trap down more. He's managed to block off Ninja Boogie. Stampede does come out to keep the Wyvern safe. But that death of Cuckoo, they were poking a little too hard and a little too close there to Alliance's base just to have an attempt at killing an Ogre.
Yeah, it's not like a Morphling, right? If they're trying to catch a Morphling or something, then in those situations, okay, you can understand that. But it's just Insania.
Insania doesn't care about that at all. He's got the Glimmer Cape. He's good to go. Level 14 on the Ogre, nearly 15.
This is a great game, though. I love these type of games because it can go either way at any moment in time.
It's very back and forth. And
even though TNC has Aegis Cheese.
Yeah, both teams have quick ways to destroy one another's base. You know, we could see a point where suddenly wards are being dropped down on the high ground and Iraqs are gone, and likewise the other way around. Once 20 is hit, we are assuming Mickey does take the morph target allies skill. As we say, we have seen Alliance do this before with the Pugno, so I'm sure he will.
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
I'm
he
sure
probably will.
Yeah, the double blast is just so good for pushing. The way they can sit back, just throw blasts out. It's very hard to play against. We've seen teams struggle with it before against Alliance when Alliance do this lineup, and as I say, it's getting close to that point. A couple more waves, and Mickey will have the level 20.
He's still he's surprising that he's only level 19 as this carry Morphling. He got shut down so hard in that laning frame from Shadow Shaman.
He did die 5 times, and hello, the base.
A DD Weaver.
Gabby's in.
Double catapults.
TNC ready to go. Ninja Boogie on the high ground, ready for the setup. They get the jump in. They get the catch. Lotus Soul's going to be popped down, but he goes straight for the shackle. The Who Stop as well. Mickey's gone. Dead for 70. He's got the buyback at the ready. He may have to certainly consider using it as Gabby's poking in. Decrepifying the Fire Blast multicast come out, bringing Gabby down to low, but he's got the time lapse back up to full. Thank you. Takes the range rack.
Koif was trying, so he's the only one who can really hit these Nether wards with that Bloodlust.
I mean, they're losing the racks here.
Mickey really doesn't want to have to buy back unless it's some huge fight that he can get several kills out of.
If he doesn't buy back, these racks may just die. Gabby looks to Insania. Glimmer Cape keeps him safe. They do get another. Oh! Cold Embrace will keep Gabby alive. These racks, maybe they can just hold them.
The catapults.
TNC really want to get this push done.
They're trying to kill the catapults.
There we go, Gabby back in. It's relatively low. They don't want to leave it the chance to regen back up, these melee racks. Starting to even poke at it from the outlines with the Arctic Burn. Dive in from Tiger, but he gets Hex. They've got the catch, Stampede as well as they try and move into prime position to get Tiger, but the Lotus Orb's on him. Tim's jumps straight in on top of Boxy, but now with the Decrepify, the Blast, and Boxy jumping back on top, they've got further lockdown. Tiger comes out with the Supernova. TNC, they'll get the racks. They may even get the egg as well. They do. TNC. They take both from Alliance, and Tim's, he's still in there, punching up against Boxy. Boxy's got the Spirit Vessel on him, pops the BKB, will keep him safe, but Alliance, they lost the racks, they lost the egg, they do at least claim the lives of both Tim's and Armel, but TNC, they got the objective.
They committed so hard for it too. They just popped the
I think
the
they
triple
had to.
BKBs and just
They
hit
had-
the racks.
That was the play from TNC. They had to go for that.
Yeah. That was a clutch little place too. The Phoenix Lotus Orb reflecting that shackles so that he doesn't get controlled for a moment, but TNC, they get what they came for. And not a game that you're going to see Boxy be able to get that Aghanims. Just needing to go all these other small items to protect himself. I mean, these BKBs on TNC are definitely a problem for Alliance to deal with. They need to try to find these opportunities. We talked about how important vision is going to be, and it continues to be so. Alliance, they need to be able to see where TNC is when they go for these jumps.
Now, this is what we're talking about.
The double blast, double ward.
This is what we've been talking about all game. You get 20, you just push back. And you can push back very safe. This is the real test for TNC, because what do they do that can sort of stop Alliance getting away with this play? They've got a fortification.
Ninja Boogie's trying to kill them with his Arctic Burn from a distance.
But there's no real reason for sort of Alliance to back off whilst they have this double Pugna.
This double blast is so ridiculous.
It's double blast, double ward. What do you do against this? What do you do? Cuckoo, he's got an answer. Jumps in with the BKB, he gets the shackle off, and in fact, that's Mickey. Oh!
He shipped it back.
But is it... Oh, Boxy, can he save him? He can't. Boxy comes in with a big echo, but he can't quite get the kills. They've lost Mickey. Boxy being frozen in place by the Winter's Curse. He'll try for the TP out. He's not going to make it. Laguna Blade comes through from Armel. They've claimed 2, and Sane is being scouted out in the trees as well. As the dust is on him, Alliance's push will be put to an end. They got the tier 3, but they did not get the barracks.
They just have no way to control anybody through those BKBs. Every single time, it's just BKBs popped. They commit forward with Cuckoo, and he's very safe to do so because the only physical damage that's coming out from Alliance is that Morphling. So if he's actually able to control the Morphling with that BKB, nobody can stop it. And then they have all the follow-up in the world. He's actually queued up a heart on the Morphling now. That's how.
I think he needs it. The way he's getting jumped.
He had the Lincolns queued for a while. I think the Lincolns could have been real significant if he was able to get it.
That is true. Lincolns would have been a nice pickup.
Just to stop the instant hex is the important thing.
To give him that chance. But I guess the problem is that there's a light strike. There's so much else in the game that just comes through. If he doesn't have that BKB pop, he's in a lot of trouble. And
here they go again.
TNC just straining, looking for Quaifa. Quaifa's got the Eon Disc, but straight away it gets dispelled. They're on top of him. He's hexed up and he's dead. Quaifa does not have buyback. He's dead for 90 seconds. He needs his team to punch back hard.
Mickey's back.
See if they can get this kill on the high ground. Winter's Curse comes out there. Boxy, he's taking a heavy bit of a beating from his teammate. Boxy, woo! Nearly ends up falling to his comrades there.
Splinter Blast was very close, but now Ninja Boogie might pay with his life because of that. He has a gem. If he dies, that could be pretty important.
Can Tiger find? They're pinging him out.
They're trying.
Mickey with the chase.
He's gonna have Blink.
The Dukes.
He's got Blink up.
He's out. CP. And he's away. Ninja Boogie will keep that gem safe another day.
Now they've accrued a pretty significant lead. Up to that 12K gold lead. And these BKBs, just every single time, Cuckoo.
It really is. The way he just goes in with the BKB, it's the right way to play. You know, they know they're doing exactly what they have to with this core Shaman strat.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I would say, going a little slower than they would have hoped for. You know, it's 41 minutes in and ticking, this game.
Yeah, some mistakes, but overall, you know, it's still looking like they're in a comfortable spot.
Playing it very solid. He's only died the once this game. He's got this nullifier, as we've seen, that's causing a lot of issues. Heroes like Quaifa with the Eon Disc, it's just gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he can just BKB, focus on a target. And, I mean, the Morph, obviously the harder one to kill, but anyone else will surely die to the damage of Gabby.
When do you ever see a heart on the Morphling, right? I mean, he full committed for it.
He's committed for it.
He needs to be able to...
It's a lot of HP.
He has to survive the control, but the thing is that they can actually do the control in a way that he can like do it multiple times. And they went for the Shackles duration as well in the Shadow Shaman. So if he's able to get that initial Shackle, it's 8 seconds.
I mean...
Well, it's probably 5 seconds because he has BKB only lasts 5, but...
True, yeah. But I mean, but if he finds him on his own, which is unlikely now. Alliance very much playing as a 5-man now. It's a scary map, as we've seen in the early stages, to go out alone. They have to keep beside one another. It's a 13K lead still for TNC.
TNC's been very good about always getting the jump first. Alliance, they haven't been able to get the initial jump except for like 1 or 2 times in this game. They need to be able to have this vision, know where that TNC is positioned.
No, they've just been playing that little bit faster, TNC.
Yeah.
And it has kept them ahead.
This next Roche.
It could be everything.
Tims. Smoke does break. Alliance, they've got the high ground positioning here.
And you know that they're going to want to get those double wards online for Cuckoo. They can get themselves a hold of this refresher shard.
I mean, we could see double wards. We could see triple nether ward. We could see some fun stuff. Double echo.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. If it goes the way of Alliance, I'd imagine they'd give it to Boxy.
Yeah.
Boxy.
But triple ward, though. But there's a lot of BKBs.
Yeah. And Boxy, I think you can rely on Boxy to make that game-changing play. He's had a bit of a slower game this day. You know, this has been a game where he's been able to sort of go off with his Ags build because he has had to go for the more traditional Blink build-up, as we've seen, because of the heroes he's against.
But the important thing is that the BKBs are low, right? They're at 5 seconds now.
The game is going to get a lot easier for Boxy as sort of time goes on in terms of finding those options to jump in after a fight's been
They
started.
might be able to get the jump here this time.
They're getting a good wraparound on the high ground. Alliance Insane has got eyes on Tim. Straight away, Mickey down to low ground, looking towards Cuckoo. Stampede allows Cuckoo to get the distance he needs to keep himself safe.
Ag Stampede as well, so they can just bypass anything.
Alliance, they're still trying to poke at this, but the Winter's Curse.
They've got Boxy locked
He's going
down.
to hold them back. Tims, he's looking to get in position. He's looking for a perfect hoof stop, and he
It's
gets
on
it. A
4.
4-man hoof stop from Tims. The lockdown as well, but the Serpent Wars, the Shackle, holding that man in place. The Water Boy is dead. Mickey's gone. 3 down on Alliance. As they're not done yet, TNC. They find a 4th. Alliance, they do not have any buybacks. 4 dead. No money in the bank, no timers to spend on it. We've got 3 dead without buyback because they didn't sort out their financial planning.
Ninja Boogie, the perfect curse.
This may just be game over. They
I think it is.
We've seen one game, I believe earlier. I remember a game where we had Mickey. He didn't have the money for buyback. This time there's 3 of them without money for buyback, so he's not alone this time, but they're done messed up. That's GG. It's over. TNC. The core Shaman strat, I love it. They knew what they were doing. They outplayed, and at the end of the day, they just broke Alliance. Alliance make a mistake. They try and go for that long wraparound. They don't find the crazy fight that they were after, and they end up dying without buybacks. 3 of them.
I mean, time and time again. I mean, Cuckoo's itemization in this game was fantastic. The Blink, Aether Lens, and then they rushed those BKBs. When those triple BKBs came out for TNC, it just seemed like the plan started being executed much smoother. Sure, they gave up a couple kills here and there, which looked like a kill go back and forth, but those BKBs get popped, and they seem to always get the jump. That was the important thing.
They did.
Alliance
they really
never
did.
They got the one jump when you were missing, when they had the Aegis on the side of TNC. They get that one little play that comes out, but besides that, TNC every single time were the ones initiating.
They played so solid. Armel and Gabby having an incredibly clean game, and and then Cuckoo's Shaman, as we said, it sort of had rocky patches in the mid game, but the laning it was fantastic. Cuckoo and Tim's crushed it up top.
Yep.
And as hard as sort of Mickey tried to get back into the game, he just couldn't quite make it. And at the end of the day, Alliance, again, another game where buybacks not being there at the end of that last fight certainly cost it for them. As GG, as TNC take game 1 of this best of 3.
Thank you very much, Owen. Yes, difficult game for Alliance. The panel curse and the Twitter curse in full effect, it seems, in game number 1. Very difficult game for Alliance to win. TNC coming out on top. Of course, this is a best of 3, however, in the lower bracket, so still a chance for Alliance to make it 1-1. Gents, what did you make of that, BSJ?
I have no teammates to blame for this, but I'll blame Alliance. You know, they didn't. I think they had a better draft. I think they weren't prepared for the Shadow Shaman. I think that honestly it caught them off guard. Like the Aether Lens cast range makes Mickey's game a lot more difficult to play, and they just got caught out at crucial times, multiple times on the Morphling, and
tough for them to initiate in those team fights as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I feel like Alliance didn't really respect Cuckoo's Shadow Shaman. It's just killing this Morphling over and over, and there was this one time when they were doing Roche, Alliance felt like, yeah, let's go in and do Roche, and they just leave it at like 30%, and then they just give it away. Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, I felt like the team fights were very off for Alliance. It's like the Phoenix was really scared to commit. He's like the only strong point they have in a team fight. Like they blink in with all these BKBs. What you need to do as a Phoenix, you need to dive in right away and egg on top of everyone, just to save the person that's actually getting shackled. Because if they don't focus the egg, they're gonna lose the team fight. So they'll all have to stop focusing the Morphling, who I thought also got caught quite a lot.
Yeah, he got caught many times. And
just farming alone.
And every time he was dying, it took like 5-6 seconds. If you just instantly go in with the Phoenix and just egg, they have to focus the egg or they will all get stunned. And, you know, we see time and time again, he just gets down after like 8 seconds being shackled, and you're like, you gotta itemize for this. You gotta change something here.
I'm really surprised they had a Lotus Orb, but they never used it on him.
They used it once, but once the Shadow Shaman had BKB, it was already too late.
But it cancelled Shackle, right?
Not if he has BKB on the Shaman.
Isn't it a debuff?
No,
that
like
gets cancelled by it?
No, it has to be like a strong dispel to remove the shackle.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
don't know.
No, I didn't know. Dude, nobody plays Shadow Shaman.
At least you know how Luna works with
I know how
lifesteal.
Luna works,
Yeah, I don't know that. We all have our, pluses and minuses.
It's
Tough game all round, though, for Alliance.
But I feel like I shouldn't even get to that point. I thought Alliance had a better draft. I think they were just so split. It's kind of what we spoke about. They will kind of just die here and there randomly, which doesn't really happen to tier 1 teams. It was very chaotic.
Yeah, it was just a really chaotic game, honestly. Like, people were dying here and there. I felt pretty confident throughout the game that Alliance will eventually, get stronger because they got Morphling, the enemy as a Weaver carry, but Alliance just kept getting picked off, and the Morphling just died, and the Alliance didn't play around it at all, it didn't feel like.
Yep, tough game for Alliance all round. Sort of borne out by the scores on the scoreboard, actually. Insanely, 1, 10, and 11. The Ogre being focused quite heavily. And on the other side of things, I mean, there's no outstanding scores in it because it was tight in that sense. But the one that stands out, of course, is the Weaver. Gabby going 9, 1, and 10 in this game. And just to prove that stats mean nothing, Nahaz, Cuckoo went 6, 6, and 18.
Yeah.
And still had a great game.
Yeah, he did a lot that game, honestly. Like, he destroyed the top lane. He helped with the Roche a lot, and he was always going to Blink Dagger, BKB, to always lock down the Morphling, and they had nothing to do to stop it. So it was a really good build. Like, some people would be tempted to go Eggs and maybe Refresh or something stupid like that, but he knew, just get the BKB, lock down the Morph, and then we win.
Yeah, TNC ahead for most of the game. Is there something in the back of their mind that kind of goes, guys, let's not do that again. Let's not throw this.
I think they had a little bit better chill this game. Like, usually I think...
Didn't seem quite so panicky, did it?
Yeah, I mean, there were some moments they had.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I was going to say the top, when they pushed in top, they
Yeah.
got the racks and you kind of go, oh, back away now, and then they lose 3, but they weren't even doing anything there. It was a bit odd. So there's still some stuff to
a
clear
lot
up.
of lingering from TNC
Yes.
this game. I think that was their main mistake at any point in the game. I feel like, though, TNC actually had really good itemization. You mentioned the Shadow Shaman. I think the Weaver item, I think like the difference in itemization between the two carry players was a big thing this game. Like, being carry player myself, I see that and I go, the Weaver, he buys a hood. First item. I don't remember the last time I've seen a hood. Weaver, it allows him to like actually occupy lanes where he has a Shadow Shaman, Lina cores, like kind of two squishy heroes that don't want to show themselves. And then on the other hand, you have the Morphling who went BKB first, which I thought was good. And then he went Scotty against a Weaver who can't be slowed and a Centaur lineup who makes the rest of his team not be able to be slowed. So I thought he needed a Linken's and it kind of backfired. He like wanted a Linken's and then by the time he needed it, it's already too late. So I think that's came in a big part this game.
Yeah, plenty for Alliance to think about as they go into the break. What's Loader going to be telling them?
He's probably a little bit upset, but he's a calm guy when it's in the middle of the game and after. But if they lose the series, they will have some issues. He might fire 1 or 2 of them. You never know.
Or 3.
Or 3.
How many times did you get fired while you were playing with Alliance?
Well, I didn't get fired. It was mostly EGM.
All right, okay. He just got fired every game.
Yeah, but he got
and then brought back, and then yeah.
It's just how it worked.
Temporary.
Yeah, no, that's what it are. They're temporary firings.
Yeah, like an hour. You're out. Okay, you're back in.
Sounds like a high school relationship or something. Break up for an hour and then get back together.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Yikes.
Okay. And on that note, we'll move to a break. When we come back, we'll see whether Alliance can clean up the mess that was Game 1 for them. TNC lead here at the Major. We'll see you soon. A very warm welcome back to the Kuala Lumpur Major, the first major of a brand new DPC season. We're well into our bracket matches right now as you join us. In our first series of the day, TNC have taken the opening game against Alliance, much to the chagrin of one of our members on the panel. He's hoping that his team, his former team, managed to pick things up in game 2. How are they going to do that, Bulldog?
Honestly, I don't feel like their draft was bad last game. They just played a little bit sloppy, and their itemization was pretty poor. So they probably look back at that game. We should have bought a Lincoln. There's nothing big we need to change.
Yeah, it's relatively easy to fix. That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah, it was not like they were outclassed or anything. TNC were almost throwing as much as Alliance was. So it's just both teams playing pretty sloppy, which is fun to watch.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of what we expected, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what we expected. So I don't think a lot need to change, honestly.
Okay, from TNC's point of view, good play in the main of all of that, but they've got some things that they want to talk about that they didn't do so well in that first game as well.
Yeah, all they need to do, like their landing went perfectly, but after that they just they took the top tower, they just stayed for another 30 seconds, died. Like mid tower, the same thing. Whenever they just stayed for too long, they were punished heavily. And I think next time just be more decisive, go back.
Yeah, I was going to say it's indecision in a way, isn't it? It's like, oh, we've got the racks now, but do we stay? Do we hang around and take a team fight, or do we go bot now, or do we back up? They don't really know what they're going to do at that point. It seems like the indecision is causing that kind of like, well, we'll hang around then and figure out whether we get another kill.
Generally, that can come down to lack of captaining sometimes. Like, it's having a purpose for why you're doing whatever you're doing. Are we here for the tower? Are we here for the racks? Like, are we here to force them here? Like, are we here to fight them? What are we here for? And it's something where it seemed like they weren't always on the same page.
Right. I mean, you look at Vici, for instance, who are very clinical, aren't they? They go in, they get the racks, they back away immediately. Literally, they're throwing the last shot at the racks, and they're already.
And I guarantee you, one of them is shouting like, "Back after the racks!" Like, back after the racks! Like, back! You know, maybe in a not in English, but something along those lines. I just feel like that's just a sign of like needing a leader, and we talked about both these teams not having exactly that figure.
It also depends what hero you have as well. Like you can stay there top if you have maybe like a Weaver or something, but when you're sitting there with a Rasta with 280 movement speed or something like that, you're gonna get caught out. They're gonna rotate and kill easily. So it depends what hero you have.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into our second draft. It's underway. I guess the bans last time as well. I was going to talk to you about how key for you, Bulldog, is this ban on the Brood, because they played around that so well, didn't they, in the games that they've won?
Yeah, they play around it super well, but I feel like they've shown as well that they play really well without it. It's just something that it's really nice because it fits Koika so well. Koika has always been known for that. Like he farms all game. He doesn't really like to join a team too much. So Brood really does that. Farm super fast. You get a huge goal lead, and then you go Roche or just kill the enemy. So it fits him great, but I feel like Koika has changed a little bit as a player. Like he's become a bit more of a team player. So.
Okay.
But
what is it about German cores farming?
It's efficiency.
Is it efficient though if you lose?
But he didn't lose.
It's efficient in the game.
I remember some of the matches. He would come afterwards and I'd be like, "Oh, unlucky, mate. Yeah, tough game." And he'd be like, "Oh, not really. Yeah, look at my farm. Look at my last hit. So it's amazing. Like, I don't understand how we lost."
I wish Black would play again. We could flame him a little bit.
If you see me as a player, you will be like, "Wow, what happened to you?
What did happen to you?
Good. You're so good."
What did happen to you?
A lot of things. We shouldn't go into detail.
I mean, look, just understand, right, that he's having some time off right now after playing with Ice. That's all you need to know.
After winning so many damn tournaments, I need a year or two break.
Yeah, maybe we can make a team.
We could.
The Black and Bulldog meme team.
The Bulldog.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Not going anywhere near it.
We need BSJ.
Oh, hang on. Black, Bulldog, BSJ. Team B.
Team B. There's no other connotation to Team B either. Just Team B.
It's the B team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
We'll never be first, but certainly second.
Yeah, well, in the hearts of the fans, we'll be the A team.
Right then, the Axe managed to make its way through the bans.
They banned the Shadow Shaman first phase.
Yeah, that's setting up a Morphling second pick is what I was going to comment. I feel like is what Alliance is trying to do.
Was the Shadow Shaman that scary? I feel like they just didn't respect it and didn't play against it properly. They had the tools to deal with it, but they...
I mean, it caused a lot of disruption, didn't it?
Yeah.
Morphling was ineffective because of it. Phoenix seemed to be worried all the time.
Fogged mentioned 4 staffs. I feel like if they had 1 or 2 4 staff usages where they like just even if you're shackled, you can just force the guy away so it breaks like the combo of stuns. I feel like like Black said, they could have played better around it.
Back for the Centaur.
Everyone's around this position 4 Centaur now, most of the time at least. Could be 3. It just seems so strong. He gets like 100 health per level.
Yeah,
Early
so
Mirana.
the strength gain is insane on Centaur. He
What's
just
it,
runs in.
4.3?
Yeah, I think he has the highest one, right?
Yeah, definitely the highest, but how much is it? Like
It's 4.3.
4.3?
Yeah, it is.
It's insane. It's more than 100
Yeah,
health
you
per
just get a
level.
hood as well, and you're like, you need so much to bring him down.
Yeah, like as a support, you run with like 2k health. You're like, all right.
Yeah, and it's often like when you pick certain supports, sometimes you lack damage, but Centaur, you get like what is 4-second cooldown or whatever it is on double edge, and you just spam it out. So
Yeah.
pretty strong.
Mirana though.
Mirana though.
I mean, in theory, any hero could be a support if it doesn't need many items or doesn't need any items, right?
Absolutely, and as long as
yeah.
it's not like a liability in the early game too.
Yeah.
And Centaur fits both those requirements.
Is a free front line as a support. Like if he dies, you know, as a support, you're like, okay, not that good, but at least you caught it and die. You took all the damage for him.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
How'd you feel about the LC being a support?
5 seconds.
That one's a bit
remaining.
iffy.
It's been
Yeah.
tried.
Like
Yeah.
it can be good maybe sometimes if the press to attack is like super good this game, then you could maybe consider it. But if it's not, then you just have like a dual single target. Centaur's got like an AoE stun.
Mm.
So it's-
Global saves.
Yeah.
And duel can be misused as well, where you just give the enemy damage suddenly because you have like a 500 HP LC.
Yeah,
We'll
it's-
duel you. Oh, I'm dead.
Lose all my 1v1s.
Yeah, I mean, like LC, it's super important that you win those duels. And as a support, you just have nothing to do it with.
Huskar ban again, second phase. Alliance did the same thing last time. TB's gone as well.
TB wasn't picked up first phase.
No.
That's like right
But that
there.
was the
you know?
weird thing because it was a morph in there and there was a TB and,
Yeah.
and they've gone with Mirana instead.
Every tier 1 team would pick Terrorblade first phase.
But they also noticed that they've banned the PL, which would signal that they would like to take the TB, so that's been banned. I guess the morph now is the discussion point, is it, for the last ban?
It might be. Morph matches up really well against Mirana.
But they can ban and then take one, so if they don't want it, I guess, then they ban it because they don't want Alliance to have it.
Yeah, and Alliance, they got the Mirana now, which it's kind of a comfort pick. I feel like Alliance is going to go back to comfort heroes, like the big Mirana, which pretty much all of their cores can play. I think it'll be probably like Mickey, and they're going to go for something like
Okay.
Monkey
they
King Lina, maybe.
do ban the morph.
I'm just not a fan of Monkey King against Phoenix. They might still pick it because, like you
Yeah,
said, it's
I think they'll pick it for the Centaur. And just because they love it so much.
Why
I
do
feel
you-
like Centaur against Monkey is also quite good, right? Like when
Yeah,
you also
well-
get a disengage.
Why do you not like that monkey then against the Phoenix?
Just because he relies, like he has to right click to have power in like the laning stage in the mid game, and the Phoenix Fire Spirits just own him. And I feel like if you lane Monkey King against like Centaur 4, Phoenix 3, I feel like he'd get wrecked. Like I feel like he would just lose that lane because he tries to like hit the Centaur and the Phoenix Fire Spirits you, and at any point they can stun you at level 2 Centaur and just kill you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree for sure. I just feel like Alliance is just going to go back to comfort picks, which might be a pretty big mistake.
Which might be that demise.
Yeah, that's right.
So what are TNC thinking here? Got the Shaker Steel there as well, which I'm sure Alliance would love to get back if they can.
This could potentially be the 2 supports. One off them, one support maybe. I mean, they have like infinite routes they can go right now, so pretty hard to talk about the next pick. They're surely taking their time though.
I would like Necro personally for TNC right now.
Necro.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, okay, they go Bane. So
Kind of like a Necro.
I just wanted something.
Kinda.
I mean, I just wanted a strong laner was all I wanted. Like something that didn't have like a specific purpose, just kind of did its thing in the laning stage.
Does mean it's Centaur off lane?
I still really like Necro for TNC.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's gotten this far, but it's good against all 3 of those heroes.
Necro is a NA hero, though, I think. I feel like people are moving away a little bit from it.
The Chinese team's still playing a lot of it as well.
Yeah.
The Chinese are just kind of NA.
As their first pick, Necro.
They just copy us, but then do it better. We talked about that yesterday.
10
Indeed.
seconds remaining.
I mean, not if you asked her.
Not if you're ass.
5 seconds remaining.
Tur.
All right.
Got him.
TNC.
Radiant team
Wow.
That is a super early TA pick.
That's ballsy. I don't like that at all.
Well, it does mean they don't pick the Lena into it, I guess.
I mean, Mirana is definitely not going to go middle now.
I think you pick Ember.
Mm.
It's like a really good Ember game, isn't
I mean,
it?
Ember TA is kind of like it's a weird matchup, right? Like it depends a lot on skill.
You just
Who
like
wins the match?
you just like kill you like threaten to kill TA like all mid game, right?
Yeah, but
It's not like a lane
is
domination
Koikwa
thing.
like an Ember guy?
Is he?
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure about that. And also, I just see like TA sometimes just stomp the Ember in the early lane, which can just go into a snowball effect. So I'm a little bit worried about that.
Yeah, it depends on how many Psyblades you eat.
I just think Ember is so good against Centaur and like Bane and TA. But if they don't play it, I don't want them to pick it.
What does Koikwa play that is good against TA?
Pugna?
Nah, I don't want to see another Koikwa Pugna.
You can play Yakiro around pretty well.
I don't think the mid Jakiro is coming back.
Honestly, the mid Dazzle yesterday looked pretty sweet. I think they just threw that game.
It's not a Koikwa thing too, though.
Yeah, you're right. He picks more greedier heroes.
Yeah.
Storm Spear, maybe? He plays Storm, right?
But Storm against TA is so sad, though.
Is it?
I mean, I would assume
Yeah,
it
I
is.
think so as well.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like decently even.
I mean, like most heroes just lose against TA mid.
Yeah, it just can't last it.
Maybe that's why TNC's onto something, man. We can't think of anything. Neither
Oh.
can Alliance.
Clings or Sounds, let's go.
Yeah, Clinks maybe. That is a hero that Koikwa plays quite a lot.
Yeah. What about Bad Rider? He used to play offlane a lot. He spammed Bad Rider back then. Or Lone Druid actually works against TA too.
Yeah, it works against TA, but then you also have to play against Phoenix, which is one of the most
the
annoying
best.
hero.
Yep.
TNC Predators.
Whoa.
Ursa.
Is that Ursa against TA?
Nah.
Have we seen that before? I think we've seen that before.
But Ursa seems really weird. They have Centaur to disengage, they have Bane to sleep him and grip him. And it's not amazing against TA either. I mean, it counters Phoenix, but that's pretty much it.
They don't have like a ton of lockdown for the Ursa to work with. Like, yeah, there's an axe, but it's most likely support.
Seems like a weird pick. Like, both these heroes do not do well against TA.
I love Ursa, but I don't love him now in terms of the hero has in this patch. The Fury Swipes level 1 nerf was so massive. If you look at his like level 1, 2, 3 from TI and then compare it to now after all the nerfs, it's pretty rough.
How does an Ursa lane against the 4 Centaur and like a 3 Phoenix? It's going to be so hard for him.
Yeah, I think he's just going to get mass harassed.
Yeah.
Like Phoenix got buffed in the landing stage. I think was the Fire Spirit that's double damage. It was 10 to 20.
Yep.
So it's just such a different hero. He's just pretty annoying to deal with.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by this Ursa pick. I feel like it's not very effective.
I also don't like Ursa against TA generally because you rely on obviously bursting in like 6 attacks. She has refraction and then also
For 6 attacks?
yeah. And then also when you're trying to Roche, like maybe sneak it or play around it, the TA can just scout it with traps, so they don't have to like have a lot of heroes there to commit to stop you.
Yeah, so TNC did ban the Ember.
I would have liked it. I thought that was the best
Yeah,
pick.
I mean, can't be worse than Ursa.
They need like that mobile type hero on the map. I feel
Right
like.
now they need some lockdown as well.
That's why.
Hasn't played a Storm in this major so far. Just having a look through. There's Lone Druid.
How does Alk do against TA?
And there's an Invoker. Those are the other things that
I mean,
Quiver's
Elk is...
played.
I don't think it's amazing against TA, but if you get it to mid game, it can be quite strong.
Yeah.
But laning phase is not that good.
Okay.
But then again, like Invoker is not good. Partner is like,
You're saying that TA is broken.
no.
Denies are broken. Laning stage is too important in Dota right now.
I don't think TA is broken. It's just like Koikwa's hero pool doesn't really fit to fight against TA, I think. I think there's quite a lot of counters to it, but Koikwa does not enjoy any of these heroes.
I think that's fair. From what you guys are saying, it sounds like he doesn't play any of them. So maybe TNC did their homework on that one, because I don't think I've seen a 4th pick TA like this all tournament.
It's really like, kind of cocky even.
Yeah, it is.
Pick.
Jug when
Jug
you
or
have
not?
Ursa Axe. What? I don't. That's really.
Alliance is
confusing.
onto something here.
Ursa Axe Wyvern against Jug and you banned it? That's very odd.
Yeah.
It must have to do with their last hero. I have to imagine like Tinker or something. They could go Tinker.
Yeah.
Jug would have been really good against Tinker, but.
TNC Predators.
Venno.
Oh.
I guess the Jug ban makes sense then
It makes
too.
a little bit more sense.
Yeah. So they put the Venom middle against the TA.
Yeah, that's pretty bad in the early levels, I believe. But then,
Yeah,
you know, Venno doesn't lose against anything once he gets levels.
Yeah. Level 3, 4, I think you start to kind of do well against TA.
I wouldn't mind if they camped like the Axe or Wyvern mid, level 1 or 2.
There's Battle Hunger Gale, and then
Yeah, I feel like they might do that. Put like Mirana solo safe lane and do that.
what is TNC looking for? Some more team fight. Faces Void. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice Void game.
Who?
They have Ursa for 10.
Yeah.
OMG.
I don't understand either of these
These
drops
are
right
very weird picks.
now. Yep.
They've waited for a counter to appear and then picked a hero that doesn't,
Oh,
in
it's a
theory,
mid.
do well.
Wait, is it mid Mirana or they swap lanes a lot, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
s-
they do.
I'll say the
can,
viewers win this game. None of these teams win.
Yeah. I don't think either of these teams win. Somebody's gonna lose. I feel like.
Okay, so this is a boxy Ursa
Yeah, he's usually playing
and
it.
a Koiva Mirana. Okay. And so Mickey would take the Venom.
It has to be a Venom mid. Like, there's no way you want to match up the Mirana
Yep.
against TA.
Well, good news, guys. You're experts in this game, and therefore have to make a prediction right now.
Yes, BSJ. What do you think?
I'm flipping my coin real quick.
Yes. Okay.
Well, oh man, I'll just go for Alliance because I feel like Veno's been having a lot of success at this tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just love Veno right now. It's my favorite hero. When I see it, it just always does amazing. As long as he doesn't get absolutely destroyed middle, I think Alliance will win.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. This Timber is just. Why would you pick it into an Ursa go Alliance too? Just makes no sense. Alliance.
But no, you got to pick that one. You're cursing us again.
Okay. No, you said Alliance.
Swap Black. He's cursing us.
Three.
Swap Bulldog. He wants
3
TNC
minutes.
to win.
Oh my goodness. So 3 people decide for Alliance again. So that's that. What can we say? It's either panel curse or panel genius. Let's find out as we head into game number 2 and bring in our commentary team. Gents, can you do me a favour and not go with Alliance just for the sake of like we don't get 5 people cursing the poor team?
Veno's a pretty good hero, but he's versus Centaur,
God.
right? Isn't Stampede's pretty good
no.
here?
Yeah, there's ways of getting
Oh,
away from the
no.
fight. You know, I believe in Gabby as well. Sure, the
Okay.
Timbersaw pick seems a little
Okay,
weird, but
so-
Gabby had a great game 1.
No.
He might be doing something crazy
No.
game 2.
Is this all like
No.
all 6 of us all go for Alliance and
No.
then Loader comes in afterwards and
I mean,
kills us all?
No.
I did like Alliance's chances in the last
No.
game too. I just thought it was.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
No.
we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen here.
The no, if you hadn't worked it out, it's from Bulldog. Anyway, gents, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. Yes, this game 2. So it should be an exciting one. We're seeing some big changes up in the drafts, in terms of picks. The Gabby Timbersaw coming into play, which I'm looking very much forward to. The Boxy Ursa. We'll see what he's able to do with that one. As the panel said, there's a lot of reasons why the Timbersaw could have a tough game. But
So-
last game, TNC, they had a game plan. They came into something different then. They came in sort of the Cuckoo Shaman. They knew exactly what to do, and they were able to walk away with it. So I don't think you could be too quick to doubt TNC's strats this time round. I think they may have something else up their sleeves.
Did the panel run away already? By the way, it's a Ursa mid.
Was that something you feel that the panel's going to like or dislike?
It can. It's a matchup I've seen actually the Ursa win, but I think overall TA wins that lane.
I feel so. Because, as you say,
It's just about the last
big,
hits. Like you can threaten kills with the Ursa, but the
Yeah.
last hits is one thing that's a big difference. And Armel he's a really strong laner, and
mean-
it's like Boxy is Boxy used to playing the mid lane? Definitely not. I mean, he is a like a really high MMR player and all that, but I don't believe that he plays too much of the mid, even when he's playing pubs.
So why are Alliance doing this? Is this to take the Ursa away from one of the side lanes, which could be a worse lane for him, or?
I'm not sure, because the Ursa's great versus... It's like the best hero versus Timbersaw in the game. That and Monkey King are the 2 dominant heroes versus
Yeah, it's
Timber.
good against Timber, it's good against Centaur.
I'm not sure, honestly.
Oh, I
This-
mean, Alliance, they are going to get first blood.
Wow, that's
find
off to a good
themselves
start.
Ninja Boogie.
And the thing is, I'm looking at TNC and like Egg is countered, right?
Yeah.
The Egg when they're playing with like Mirana and Ursa,
Oh, they
it's gonna
got all
be
the attack
really
speed.
hard for them to get the eggs off.
Yeah.
Timbersaw also is gonna have a bit of a struggle time versus like Ursa, in particular, even in the mid game. Axe as well, great hero versus Timber.
Yeah, there's a lot of good there's good disable and there's good magical damage from Alliance's lineup. I mean, there's this is why the panel was very much like Timbersaw as the 5th pick. It's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, and Veno overall is I mean, Veno's been winning a lot of games here. Like, sure, there's a Stampede to get people in. Cuckoo might actually just die to auto
He's getting
attacks.
blocked off by Tiger. As
He's
long as
just
Tiger
Galed.
can keep up with the body blocks, Cuckoo can't quite make his way around.
They've got another hunger in a second.
Oh, he's gonna be hungered, and is
He's
that
okay.
gonna outdo the damage? No, he's
okay.
level 1 hunger.
No, he's got tangos.
Yeah, he'll be able to out-regen it. But yeah, this mid lane, I don't think this is gonna be fun for Pox.
No, I don't think so either.
This
Like
is
we were saying, I'm pretty sure Ursa can threaten kills if he gets like a very successful first 2 waves, but Armel's already dominated the first 2 waves.
And I mean, Armel had a he was playing on top form last game. So if he continues to do so this game, this is going to be a very hard mid for Boxy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they didn't want to put the Mirana mid, but they want the Veno in the off lane.
Maybe Mika just didn't feel confident taking the Venom to the mid against Armel. Maybe they feel that this was a lane that, they sort of respect Armel and they say, okay, this is the lane that we're sort of sacking out of all of the 3 lanes.
Yep. I mean, Boxy's starting
So
to
let's
catch
just win
back
our
up.
side lanes.
Yeah. I'm not too sure. It's a bit strange.
Oh, let's see. Let's see if it pans out and plays out for Alliance.
Boxy's eating a lot of side blades. 7 of them in a row now.
I believe he's already had to pop 1 salve so far.
The big thing is when he gets boots, and then he has to go for kills.
Yep.
But
you just run at the
he's
tier.
getting dropped way too low from these side. Again, just got hit by 3 or 4 of them.
Oh,
Ninja Boogie's found an invis too. He could actually just set up with a kill here.
Let's see if they can catch out Boxy. What does he got? He's got the level 1 brain sap as well, so that extra bit of burst.
If he gets hit by like 1 or 2 more side blades, I think also Ninja Boogie's setting up for a courier. He's probably like, this Ursa's low. He's going to bring a salve out.
You would imagine so, but Boxy isn't as it is for the most part. Boxy has got to be careful.
But the top lane and the bottom lane are going fantastic, at least for Alliance at the moment. And Ninja Boogie's probably like, where the hell's the courier?
Yeah.
They've actually given it to Koikfuk since he got first blood. He's actually going to have an extremely early phase boost.
Oh, the courier's coming from bottom lane. So Boogie might not see it.
Oh, it's going to upgrade. He sees it for a second, but
he's not going to get
it's
it.
going to fly. But it's not the regen that came out for Boxy. It's just those boots.
Okay, so even as you say with the boots, you're going to want to play more aggressive. When you're at half HP, maybe not so much. Boxy's got to wait up on the Tango regen, and that was his last one.
They can threaten kills on Gabby bottom when Koikfa has phase boots. He's got level 2 reactive armor, but now the damage actually starts to hurt a bit. Once they've got Arctic Burn, they might try to go for this. Still a bit of a tough kill. But at least to try to pressure this. But yeah, TA is having a fantastic time in the mid lane.
As I say, this is what we expected.
Yeah. So they're threatening Gabby right now here. But Gabby's got triple mango and 10 stacks, so can't actually go for it.
Now we're looking on our top lane. What's up?
Okay.
Cuckoo. Closing the gap. Koikfuk will end up getting that kill onto Gabby, as you say. And top lane, if they can get Tiger, they'll dive forward. Fire Spirit's on him. A couple more stacked up. And Tim's stick charges are there for Tiger. That will keep him safe. Survives. Okay, comes back in though. And Cuckoo, he's able to get in range for the Who Star for sure. They might not get Tiger, but they get Mika instead on his Venom. Boxy.
He's threatening the kill.
He's trying for the outplay, but it ain't going to work. Armel turns around with a quick hit. And, I mean, Boxy going for the all-in play there. Was already losing the lane, tries to get the kill, ends up giving away a kill.
Bottom lane again, though, with these early phase boots picked up on Koikfa. Do they have the damage follow-up? He has an arrow if he can connect. He doesn't actually commit forward for it. He ran out of mana. Koikfa's farming really well. At least on the Mirana. The Veno also having an okay time. But this Ursa's going to have some massive problems in this game. Like the panel was saying too, the Ursa's gotten nerfed quite significantly. He has an okay time versus the Timbersaw as well as the Phoenix, but besides that, this game could look to be problematic versus Stampede. They've got to disengage.
So we'll get out with the TP. But yeah, Bob, on this Ursa, it's just a hard hero to get back into a game with as well if you really suffer at the start. He's continuing to just play super aggressive onto Armel.
He's got a lot of stacks
up. He's under the tower. All the jukes though. Armel, can he do it? He can't.
There we go.
Boxy gets the kill. All right, just running at the TA.
You got to be ruthless. You have to just try to commit for the kills. He's going to have phase boots. He's actually back now completely in the lane.
I mean, it can catch the TA off guard. You know, it may not seem like you're taking damage with a refraction up, but boy, are those swipe stacks beginning to build up.
Exactly. All right, Boxy. That's huge. He's almost level 6. He's got phase boots. Just as I was saying, you know, it's the cast occurs.
He's in level 6. Phase boost in 6.
Mhm.
You can go for that sort of play even more sort of.
And they
easily.
could do the Alliance special, right? We just saw the TA TP back to the mid lane. I actually saw Insania looked like he was lingering around mid, but decides to want to secure top. Thought he might just go for the mid play again on the TA, because we've seen them do that like 5 times in this tournament already. They kill mid and they go for the kill again.
Lane diving in. Cuckoo. It's a Who Stomp pop. Will be kept alive for long enough to get the double edge off by the Nightmare from Ninja Boogie, but Alliance, they're just collapsing in on them.
Tims.
Splinter Blast, bringing him down low. One more right click from Insania finds his second.
And Ninja Boogie too, they've got a Gale in 2 seconds.
They're hunting him down with the wards placed into the trees.
He
Not
finds
have
the
a
path.
TP. Hey, he'll be okay, just outside of the night vision.
And now there's TPs coming in.
Mid lane though, Boxy.
Not this time.
Yep, tries once more for it, but with the traps down, it's a lot harder to get away with these plays. As every single time there'll be sort of that catch out. In fact, top lane Alliance, they may have got away with aggressive plays, but now they've actually stuck around a little too long. Insania will blame it on the lag. They will lose both. Oh! Cuckoo actually hesitated on killing that, so Insania got the chance to get a Splinter Blast.
Ninja Boogie walked back. I think he may have been like ticking down low to the Veno Gale.
Okay.
I think he wanted to get denied by a teammate, but all right. This is a crazy start to the game.
Getting
6,
crazy.
7 minutes.
Getting crazy.
All right.
It's very close.
Like the panel said, the viewers are winning. Now rotation coming in. Armel, double rotation from the supports.
Tiger. He's got the call. Boxy should have the damage, and Armel falls again. Alliance
From miles away.
showing us, you know, so we worried about the Ursa mid, but Alliance, they've certainly done their homework. They've got a plan.
The
and
Orb
they're
of
putting it
Venom.
into place.
The Orb of Venom he bought at the start, it's putting in a lot of work. Since he got those early phase boots and Armel, he had just brown boots, they can always close the gap on top. And bottom, Koikfa is still continuing to farm very, very well. Timbersaw's done good, but
Tiger actually getting the call off. Tims, he held on to the dive for a very long time. That's going to cost him his life. He had the dive available, but he allowed Tiger to walk up to him and get the call.
did he get 2 spins as well?
I
With
believe
just
it
the
did, yeah,
Phoenix
just
hitting
one
him?
person hitting him. That was a RNG on the side of Alliance. They'll take it.
All right, Ursa's level 7, TA's level 7. Look at that. Boxy's still quite behind in the net worth, though, in comparison. We have Treads Aquila finished on the TA. Only phase boots on the Ursa, but that's the nature of the matchup, right? Ursa, he's going to commit for kills. TA is going to be able to hit the creeps.
Koikfa.
They've got
They
Stampede.
want to get him. They've got the setup, and they will surely have the damage, and they do. Koikfa can't quite leap out in time. The nightmare there from Boogie.
And now Gabby's going to be the one that lanes versus the Venomancer. It's a Timbersaw versus Veno.
Okay. Tom's going to have to duke this one out. Well, it's going to be hard. Bird coming in to burn down.
He's
a
trying to
little
get
bit
the
more.
angle.
He's trying to chase Gabby. Chakram not quite got the range to connect onto the Veno, so Big K will be able to walk it off. Trying to make these early movements. Gabby moving up to top, getting himself involved, trying to find the opportunity to use his early game strengths, but doesn't quite have enough control.
Yeah, if he's in a lane that's just away from the Ursa, this Timbersaw's got like free reign, free control now that he's got the max reactive armor. Bottom. Do they have enough damage, though? I don't believe
do
so.
the numbers check out? With the infused raindrop, they certainly don't. Koikfa's able to keep himself alive. Need more than just the 2 of them if they wish to go for that sort of setup onto the Mirana.
They got him low, though. And he does not have any regen, and the Shrine's not available, so Koikfa... He's actually going to commit forward to try to get the bounty rune. This could cost him. There's no mana actually on the Centaur, though. And Kuku will get that one.
See in the jungle, though, Tiger. They're getting Tims again.
They're trying to take the stacks, too, from this
Armel,
TA.
he's going to be there to protect it, though. Looks towards Tiger. Boxy, he's on top of Tims, and post-dive, Tims has nowhere else to go. In with the rotations, Gabby will secure the majority of that stack to make sure that Alliance don't have another chance of invading and taking it away.
Invading is the name of the game, though, for Alliance. They want to make sure they can try to get on top of this Templar Assassin. Since they took the top tower so early, they can just keep tabs on those Ancients, get the wards down. It is going to get dewarded quickly, but they were at least keeping tabs of those stacks. And Insania.
Top Gabby.
Antina will take at least a good chunk of the XP from those Ancients from the TA and just bother him a bit. Give him a couple pokes. Fox is going to have a good timing on the Blink Dagger, though, as his Ursa mid.
If he can continue to find himself involved in kills, he will close that gap between him and the TA's farm.
Yeah, definitely. Arveno is rushing a Spirit Vessel versus that Timbersaw as well as versus Phoenix. Very good option in this game. Then they actually have the kill threat that they can go for on Gabby. Wonder if Gabby's gonna... I think he'll probably still rush the Bloodstone, but having a Yules or a Lotus in this game could be really, really useful. The Yules versus the Axe in particular can be very nice, and also for himself to get rid of that Spirit Vessel charges when they do inevitably come out. This is the Veno build we've been seeing a lot of the time lately. It's like this Spirit Vessel into some like mobility item. Cuckoo. Star needs some harassment bottom. They might try to commit forward here, but he's got a Vanguard.
I feel like we're seeing this more nowadays as well. Has this sort of become the default way to do the 2 items? You know, in the past it was very much get the Deso first, so you could sort of speed up your, the time it takes to clear Ancient stacks. I feel like more recently we are seeing TAs just prefer to get the Blink first over the Deso.
I think I've always liked the Blink personally because it gives you survivability too. Because your refraction,
you got that escape.
You know, you've got the escape every time. If they don't break the refraction, you can get the Blink out, and you can set up for kills on squishy supports in the back lines. They've got the curse. They've got the arrow follow up. It actually gets tanked by Armel.
I like it. Armel there jumping into the front lines, blocking the arrow and getting the kill. Quite dead.
And now Insania is dead too. Can he get to the high ground? He will, but do they have a stun? They've got to ward it.
Who stopped as well for the low ground. I mean, that was a beautiful play from Armel.
And now Mikke getting chased out. He's dead.
TNC, 3 kills up and down the map. Just like that. Armel.
That was like him farming. He was just farming Ancients there, and he just got given a kill. 2 kills even.
Said, bottomed him up. Very close to having his first of the 2 Mithril Hammers on top of the Blink Dagger. Have a bit of action like that, and this is going to be a very scary TA. Boxy has got his Blink now. So now, whereas the TA is going to be looking for creeps, Boxy can start looking for heroes to keep up.
Cuckoo. He's pretty tanky still. He's got that Vanguard, like we were saying. But yeah, now with this Blink Dagger that the Ursa's going to have, the Armel also with his Blink, even if the Ursa commits on you, if you have your refraction stacks, you can just blink out. How's Taiga's Blink Dagger doing? He's doing okay. Still a bit far away from me. He actually gets the catch on Tim's without it. Okay.
With the damage from Boxy, he can easily get in place. And
Tim's is getting very greedy with his dives and his positioning. That's 4 times now.
This is 4 deaths indeed on the Phoenix. Tim's has got to be careful about this feeding.
Yeah.
They need him. They need the Supernovas in the fights to sort of put off these heroes like the Veno, the Ursa, and the Axe. All heroes that want to really get in on the front lines. And
it's just important that he doesn't give gold to this Axe. Like, that's so many times that Taiga's gotten a kill setup to further get that Blink Dagger, especially just on the Phoenix.
I mean, yeah, at the point that Taiga has a Blink, just him and Boxy can go around the map and kill whoever they want. A Blink cool and the Furious Strikes from Boxy. That'll be an easy picking. As Boxy's now looking towards the mid lane. And Yabuki did show. He's starting to search through the trees. A hard kill to find, though, with a Nightmare available.
Deep dive, too, if he wants to.
Maybe they can wrap back around with the Moonlight.
They've got this ward.
Yeah, they will see Boxy.
Sentries are placed down
already. There's a lot of alliance here. They're going to try and go for this with the Fiend Script down straight away. They find themselves the Wyvern. Boxy jumps forward. The Nightmare holds him back for now. Arrow comes in. The Supernova successful. Boxy held in place. Gabby cuts across with the Timber Chain and picks up both of the kills. Double kill for the Timbersaw as Alliance just grouped up, going into the high ground again like this when they are not aware that sentries are down. They can't rely on the Moonlight Shadow that heavily. They've got to know that TNC are going to be prepared with the wards.
Yeah, and just, I mean, walking into high ground is always a scary thing like that. Like, when you're playing versus a Phoenix lineup too, they saw them too with the ward. They saw 3 heroes and they still tried to make the commit forward. And they don't have a great way to actually stop the Fiend's grip. Once Fiend's grip happens, if they don't have the Axe with the Blink Dagger, which he doesn't have yet, or the Curse in position, it's going to be a successful Fiend's grip the whole duration.
They just can't do that. As I said, they can't they can't get sort of that false feeling that they're invincible when they're invisible. There's every chance that TNC will still see them. There's Armel. Couple of 100 gold, and that Desolator will be done on top of the blink.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
She will be incredibly scary. We saw Lina looked very hot last game, and this game has TA certainly gearing up to give us a similar performance.
He has to have quite a performance though. Like Timbersaw is a hero that's really hard to gauge in any type of games because you don't know how his like scaling potential is going to end up being. Like we saw yesterday from J-Storm, Mu had that incredible performance on the Timber. This time it's like a TA as the solo carry with a Timbersaw as your other kind of carry. So Armel has to have a very successful time in this mid game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Gabby's going to be claiming a tier 2 bottom. He's just cutting the creep wave.
I mean, this Timbersaw that we were sort of worried about in the draft, it's only dying once.
He's avoided the Ursa the whole time.
They just haven't sort of ended up in a situation where he's sort of head-to-head with those favorable heroes. Tims, again, getting caught out, but this time he gets the egg off. Backup is there, the grip as well. Armel with the damage, looking for Quaifa. Quaifa does have the lead. The trap comes out. Can they chase this man? They'll jump forward. He's got the Moonlight. Sunray burning him down. Another lead comes through. Quaifa trying his best to escape. Can they finish him off with the Sunray? It's bringing him low. Trap out as well. They've got him. They get Quaifa.
Oh, Tims this time with the bait play.
He turned it around that time round. He said, whoa, you think I've been an easier kill earlier on in this game? No, I was just pretending. This time, I'm going to outplay you all, and he certainly does.
And it's starting to become that snowball factor that you want with a TA. Exactly. And they're playing versus an Ursa lineup, who you ideally want to be able to get that Roche. Now Armel, finish up the Deso, halfway, a third of the way toward that BKB.
It's going to be quick timing mid lane. They'll get the Bane, but that's all the plan for TNC. Throw Ninja Boogie down there, and then Alliance, they ain't going to look over to the pit, or maybe they will. Not in time. It's already gone. Aegis into the hands of Armel. TNC claim it.
Top tower is under attack.
As you say, really hitting the timing and ever so important to get that this game. But
Flank
Tiger is in with the call. Buyback comes out from Ninja Boogie. Gabby quick to turn as he'll burst down the axe. Boxy, he's in trouble. Armel, Gabby looking towards him. That's a double kill for the TA. I mean, Tiger may have seen an opportunity to just jump in like that, but it was by a shrine. It's into a team that's just picked up an Aegis. You're not gonna come out on top of that sort of jump. You're gonna end up losing another fight. As that is more fortune for Gabby. A couple more Bloodstone charges, he'll take that. Senya does manage to TP out.
He's up to 18 already, huh?
Yeah. He's having a great time, he's playing this perfectly. Gabby, he only died once in game one, and this game, keeping it on par again. Only the one death on the Timbersaw.
And Mika hasn't found an opportunity to actually get any Spirit Vessel charges out of all this. He just keeps getting chased out. He wasn't actually in range to get one there either. And Quaifa, he's had this phase Maelstrom. He had a pretty okay time in the bottom lane, but a couple deaths added up. And Boxy, even though, Boxy, he did decent in that mid lane. Sure, the last hits was not there, but he got the kills.
He showed us that you can get the kills.
Now he's just completely hindered. He's bottom 5 net worth.
You do not want to see your core Ursa as 254 on the KDA at 90 minutes. This is not a game gone to plan. Sure, you got the blink, but after that, if you don't find kills, it's just so hard to sort of get that next item on the Ursa. As he's even, you've got to make plays with Tiger, and you've got to hope that you're catching out TNC alone.
I think they might need to get BKBs pretty early, just because of the control that comes out. Like the Centaur Stomp.
That's true, yeah.
It's even like a nightmare. Just any of these type of things to be able to protect the egg, which has happened a couple of times for Tims. It's going to be important for Alliance to try to itemize versus that. And they've been slowed down so heavily. Like you see, like the Mika is just farming jungle. Quaifa's taking safe farm. He's not wanting to play aggressive. It's like this trio of Insania, Boxy, and Taiga trying to make plays. But their space on the map is limited because there's two tier 1s still alive. They can only play around the enemy jungle, and TNC, they're completely aware of that. They're putting the sentry down.
Yeah, they're super prepared every time.
Now they have the Veno coming through. Armel blinks aggressively forward.
But straight at the Fiend's Grip, hold down Tiger. We cancelled by the Winter's Curse. Armel, he's got the backup. There's 4 heroes here with the Stampede. They're ready to force Alliance out of the jungle. Jump forward. Tiger caught out by the Hoof Stomp. Alliance, as you say, in that one place where they're looking to make the plays, they just can't get them off successfully. TNC just a step ahead of Alliance each and every time.
Yeah, they're super ready for that. Like, the bounty runes are coming up. They know that this is the one place that Alliance wants to play around because, as BSJ will say, it is bottom lane's the dead lane. There's not anything going to be happening down here. Koifa's just going to be farming some safe farm, but the playmaking for Alliance is up top. TNC, very prepared. And again, Mickey, unable to get any Spirit Vessels charges. And he's showing himself in the mid lane. Kuku, no hesitation, jumps forward. Does he have any follow-up, though?
The dive forward, they'll try with the Supernova, but Mickey's already out of range with it. Quick with the 4-star from the ult, he'll be fine. They know that there's no Supernova now, and Alliance want to make a play because of that. Tiger and Boxy jump in, look towards Kuku. Kuku gets the stomp off. The Sunray healing him up a little bit. Is he actually going to survive the battle? Hunger surely will finish him off, and it does. Kuku falls, but Gabby's already taken down the Venom on the backlines in response. A call comes out from Tiger, but Armel's there on the high ground with the damage. Tiger's going to fall. Ninja Boogie will survive. And again, Alliance, they're just throwing heroes in.
They feel kind of...
Nothing good's coming out of it for Alliance.
They feel kind of like... I don't want to say entirely lost, but like Koikfa's just farming this entire time while his team's running around making plays. And this is not a game where it's like Mirana can go like solo. I mean, you can do a decent amount of damage, but there's ways to close the gap.
I mean, he's going for this Mjolnir, but Armel, he's got the money for the BKB. This TA a huge trouble.
Yeah.
As so the highlight for Alliance this game was when we saw Boxy able to kill Armel a couple of times, but as the game goes on, it really doesn't matter. One's a TA that had a free farm lane, and one is an Ursa that got a little bit of a break with a couple of kills made, but that's it. He's an Ursa. He's half the net worth of this TA at 22 minutes in.
Did the Courier died during all that too? I was like, where's the BKB for the TA? I think it was actually maybe coming out or something, but looks like it did die during all that.
He's got it on the Courier.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait a little longer for that. So that's something. Maybe Alliance can make something happen in these 2 minutes. Oh no, I say that. No, he didn't. He didn't get on the Courier. He just got it brought out to him.
Okay.
By a teammate. So
Gabby.
He's got the BKB armor.
Gabby's so tanky.
The stun onto 2. Gabby looking to burst down the Venom, won't quite get it. Again, Boxy being held down. The Winter's Curse will control the 2 of them. There'll be a buyback from Tiger. Looking to get in position. They'll burst down the Aegis and take down Ninja Boogie. Alliance, can they get more out of this? Can they kill him a second time? Tiger jumps forward again, has the cool control, but the BKB's already out from Armel. Kuku jumps in with a Who Stomp. They've found Boxy. Boxy protected by the Wizards at the Golden Embrace. It doesn't matter though. Gabby has the magical damage to kill him nonetheless. Ult comes out onto Gabby. Gabby Timmer chains away. Still watching from the side. Tims, do they want to get back in?
Call.
Tims dives forward. The egg is down. Alliance, they've got to get out of there. They have to run. And they will be able to get themselves away from the egg.
TA's scaled up too. They might want to try to commit forward here, but Koifa actually has to deal.
And Tiger actually jumped up to the high ground. He was trying to go for the control onto Tims, but Tims kept the distance. He has the Sunray down trap as well. Tiger will try and deny himself to the Ancients, but Kuku has the double edge to secure the kill.
And Gabby respawns in time to get that Bloodstone charge too. That was a great curse setup there from Insania for his team to try to get that comeback. They also get some Spirit Vessel charges onto Mickey.
It's a dieback from Tiger though. Tiger tried to die back to really turn that fight around, and he did initially, but ends up eventually still dying nonetheless. And now they're pushing forward mid. TNC.
They can't get this one.
Armel's a little too low.
Yeah, Venom Wards and Splinter Blast is still quite a lot to defend.
It's a hard game for Alliance.
Yeah, it really is.
A lot is on Koifa to do some magic on the Mirana.
He needs a BKB next. Yeah, he has this. He's this glass cannon right now, but if he gets hit by any single stun, he will more than likely die. So he has to go for this item. He's actually queuing up the Mantha next. Okay. That could be a little bit dangerous. I guess he wants to just be that super carry, go for a little bit more greed. 7k gold lead, 11k experience. How's our Dota Plus? Dota Plus is also 67% for our SEA brethren.
Well, we got Tims. He's basically got the halberd complete.
Yeah, he catapulted forward in farm in the last few moments.
It's going to make the fights pretty much impossible.
Ooh,
for the Ursa.
2 big items now being delivered for Gabby. He picks up his full pipe as it was waiting for the courier, and has now the Yules to deal with that Spring Vessel. They're getting mobility items too. Now we see on Kuku. He had the Aghanims queued up and he switched to 4-step. I think it's a good option whenever you're playing versus Veno, just to get any type of mobility possible. We also see Armel queuing up Hurricane Pike, so any little ways to be able to either Hurricane Pike and Ursa away from you or just get on top of that Venomancer and Mirana.
Alliance, they've They've got to make some sort of big coordinated plays, the 5 of them. It just seems that this game, again, I would not say that the TNC draft is a better draft. It really just is that TNC are playing that much better than Alliance today.
They got, I mean, the lane setups were also interesting, right? They had the Timber versus a Mirana down bottom. Gabby farmed a lot. Even though he died once or twice, or once at least, he was able to get a good chunk amount. And this is actually pretty significant too, is now Armel, he's level 20. So usually we see the meld armor reduction, but the Dispel versus the Venomancer is fantastic. Being able to get that Gale, get rid of all that annoying poison. These little things add up. And overall, the warding game by TNC has just been a decent amount better than Alliance this game. They constantly have this deep vision, while Alliance, they've been limited on their side of the map.
Tiger. The grab onto Armel, but
the arrow!
Oh, straight away, Cuckoo jumps forward. The arrow does connect. Can they kill him in time? The Sunray's hitting him up, but it won't save him. They kill the TA. It's a big one for Alliance. Can they get anything more? Jump forward from Boxy. He's got the lockdown onto Cuckoo. That's a double kill for Tiger. See if they can get anything else. Tims. TP away, but Alliance.
The arrow from downtown from Koikfa connecting onto Armel.
Sort of the first sort of sizable victory in a team fight there for Alliance we've seen this game.
I'm glad Koikfa switched back to the BKB.
Yeah, he needs it badly this match. One sort of disable and this Mirani just gets destroyed.
Yep.
So we'll see once again this
Look at
play
this
here.
arrow.
Tiger getting the grab.
Cuckoo almost actually tanked it too. That was really close. Yeah, more than enough damage and more than enough lockdown to not allow that TA to get BKB or refraction off.
And this is, this is what I'm saying. Alliance, we know that there is more that they can show. We've seen it before from them at this land. They can absolutely get it together and go off as a team. Up until that point, I just felt we were not seeing it this series, but Alliance certainly showing us that they still have it in them today.
And Axe
to pull out the team movements.
And we're seeing that Axe is still such a beastly hero. Like, as soon as he gets Blink, as soon as he gets a couple calls, you see the significance of what this support Axe can do. And now he's got a full Blade Mail on top, because he got, I think, what, did he get the last? Yeah, he did, right? He got the 800 gold from killing Armel.
Tiger can get those calls.
It's going to be everything for them, for the team
But
fights.
the wraparounds coming in from TNC, they're immediately looking to strike back from the high ground.
It's like they have Wyvern Curse and Axe Call. That's their two big team fight abilities to really keep people inside.
They're going to lose that Wyvern Curse as Insane is caught out. TNC Stampede being used to try and close the gap for more.
We'll see
The
Mikke.
eyes on Mikke, Gabby. They'll continue to chase. They do have the Yule Scepter throwing him up into the air. Got the Moonlight. They've got the Dust, though. Dust is out from Tims.
They've got Gem on Gabby, too. Ninja Boogie bought one earlier.
They've got all the vision in the world. Mikke will try and hide. There's no escape from TNC as Gabby picks up another Bloodstone charge, back up to 18. Top lane Boxy trying to get away with a bit of solo push himself, but Halberd will keep him off. BKB's done for Koikfa. Roshan's up. We'll see which side's able to get it there.
There's no Veno for
the pit.
60 seconds. If TNC makes the immediate move, they could actually look to threaten it.
Take the Rosh very quickly with the TA.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually going to do so. I think this is a really good move.
I mean, can Alliance do anything without the Venom?
He's their big control, like the big control of the area, not like the lockdown like the Axe and the Wyvern, but he's the one that
the pit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't think they can contest this one by any means.
They've drawn the lines towards the pit Alliance. They do have a Winter's Curse, but yeah, as it seems, they accept the Veno. This is not something they can do. This will allow the Aegis and the Cheese to go to TNC. Full Hurricane Pike done on Armel. Playing Cuckoo.
They just get Boxy.
Oh, that shouldn't have happened. But it did. We just saw it. Boxy just pushing out the lane on his own a little too low, and he gets comboed by Cuckoo. That's a painful loss there for Alliance.
TNC can go for this tier 2 now. This Wyvern is in position for the Splinter Blast, but all of TNC are in the area, and they're looking to cut the back lines. You see Gabby trying to get a Yule set up onto somebody.
TNC, I really fought for most, but just like game one, they had a plan for this series. They had a plan for this match, and it's really working out. And it's a different plan. You know, so the Timbersaw 5th pick, nobody would have expected that.
Especially not into Ursa and Axe.
Not at all. But Gabby, he's having a fantastic game. He's 8-2-6. He's getting all the farm in the world. Tiger, let's get the call. Look at the follow-up setup with the arrow. will manage to catch out Ninja Boogie up by the bounty rune.
Tiger's like the big saving grace, at least for the last few moments.
Yeah. If he gets a good call, the fight can absolutely still go Alliance's way. But he has to find that jump. Him, or at least the Winter's Curse, to set up a call.
A lot of pressure on this Axe. Koikfa's going full glass cannon after BKB2. He queues up the Daedalus.
Okay.
He just needs to get all the raw damage possible during the one real control that they have in the game is the Axe call.
Stampede being used as Gabby
gets the Yules.
He does. He's able to chase down. They've got the stomp as well. He got the ult off, so he has that damage reduction. Winter's Curse as well. Ooh, will be enough to hold back the TA and allow Boxy to TP back home to the fountain.
Gabby's got no fears though. He's just walking in. He knows this Ursa's pretty underfarmed, so
he's massive at level 24.
Yeah, a full BKB, Yules pipe, all the tools to deal with this Ursa if he tries to come in. And Boxy still not even committing for the Basher. Needs to go for BKB.
He's finding himself the Bane. Doing a good job of picking up Ninja Boogie time and time again, but Gabby's going to be there with the punish. They Yules Tiger up into the air. He'll try for the TP out. Is the burst enough? It actually isn't. Tiger will manage to get out. I thought they'd have it there, but they didn't.
And Koikfa comes back in and secures the last hit on the tower, too.
All right.
Like we said, the Axe, he's the key.
Oh, the game where it's all deciding for Alliance. They have to step it up if they wish to hold on here.
This is a wild game so far. So TNC having firm control overall. They continue their 8K lead of about a 12K, 13K experience lead as well. You might have to see Koikfa switch his item. He did go for the small crit already, but there's already a butterfly queued up on Armel. He doesn't know that yet, but once he sees that one, definitely could cause problems for that Mirana. Cuckoo getting close to that Aghanims as well, that damage mitigation. It's going to be really important in this game. Like, he's gone the 4-step for that mobility, but now the Aghanims, like we were mentioning, Alliance's team fight, it's a lot about just like getting the call and killing somebody during it. If they get an Aghanim Stampede during it, and then they all get their BKBs off, it's going to be really hard for Alliance to really take that engagement. Boxy's just trying to get any. They're even like they're securing their Ursa's farm top. Look at this. See, Axe and Mirana both sitting behind the Ursa to make sure Boxy can get a Basher in this game, so he can actually be that relevant force.
Oh, and the grip immediately from the low ground. Ninja Boogie just grabs Mickey. Oh, not enough. I feel like I've said this a lot this tournament, but Mickey doesn't have buyback.
No, he does not.
He does not have buyback. The rest of the team needs to do something huge. The arrow comes out, but the Nightmare will be there in response. Trying to keep that TA safe. Boxy tries to commit fully, but there's a supernova down. Boxy's got to try and get the egg. He will find.
Oh,
he doesn't. He can't kill the egg off. Boxy's dead. They have managed to at least take the Aegis away from Armel, but they lose Tiger, Mickey, and Boxy. Tiger buys back, but TNC, they're more than happy to stick around, as there is no Mickey. Tiger is going for the smoke play.
Tim's just so high level. That egg takes so many hits.
Look at the jump. He gets the cool onto the two of them. Arrow is going to come out. They'll jump forward on Boxy. They want to kill off this TA. Can they do so? They can. They get Armel, but Gabby with the magical damage. Boxy's burst low. The cold embrace and falls to the side. They're keeping Boxy safe for now, but Gabby, he's ready to go straight back in. Boxy has the ult, trying to turn towards Gabby. Gabby controlling it, the timber chain, keeping the distance. Cuckoo comes back in with the disable.
Gabby's dead.
Gabby will fall though. Koikfa, it's a triple kill. Koikfa, it's an ultra kill. Alliance, they will not lose the game today. They wiped TNC, cost them some buybacks, but Alliance, it's not over yet.
This game's insane. Look how much damage Koikfa did in the fight. Having that small crit, just not getting focused at all in the fight either. He gets the BKB off when they try to get the initiation on him, and he just stands in the back, gets all the damage in the world. Oh my god.
Exactly when they needed it to happen. It looked like everything was totally breaking apart for Alliance.
The BKB, before Cuckoo can get the stomp up on him, he leaps forward, and then he focuses the supports. He's like, all right, Tims, you're mine. Ninja Boogie, you're mine too. And TNC just overcommitting a bit too far here, trying to go for all these kills. They lose their gem. They lose a significant amount of momentum as well. And now Koikfa, he's got a full Daedalus. And now he's also got a DD. And they're looking to set up for plays. Him and Taiga. The saving graces for Alliance, just getting the plays.
That game, the series, the dream for Alliance could very well have been over in that moment. But they pulled it together.
Now they've got a BKB on Taiga too, and he's been finding the calls. He's been finding the calls, and Koikfa's been finding the arrow follow-ups. Look at that swing.
A big swing. One more fight like that and Alliance can become back on top of this game.
Yep. Dota Plus still favoring TNC by a significant margin.
This, in terms of the buybacks, how many people ended up using their Alliance? It was just the two, Tiger and Boxy. But still, it's sort of a 6-minute period where Alliance do have to be careful. As I'm sure Alliance will not want to let the game get that close again to sort of danger territory. It's incredibly risky there for Alliance.
Yeah. TNC are waiting for Cuckoo's Aghanim Scepter now, just some way to try to protect versus all this damage that can come out if they actually get this call into Arrow follow-up onto the TA, as they've done several times now. It's been like 3 times or 2 times that I've seen in the engagements. Even though Mick is dying, they're getting the control.
Yeah, they've got to protect Darmel. Yep. As long as he can move around the fights, TNC in a pretty good place.
Yeah, they only
hasn't happened the last couple of times.
They only have what, the 1-4 staff on TNC to try to get his positioning better.
Just on Cuckoo.
Just on Cuckoo. And it's hard also versus Axe. That's the one thing about this hero that's always just crazy, is if he does get the call, like, you can't literally force-staff your teammate to get out of there because you're facing into the enemy team more than likely.
Lions, they're looking for the aggressive play with the Moonlight Shadow. Wrapping around towards the mid lane, Tiger looking for the lead-in.
They can just spam the Moonlight Shadows now as Koifa is level 25, so very little downtime, only about a couple seconds. Armel's got full butterfly now, queues up a Hex of his own, just trying to get that instant disables for his team, because they don't really, they have Cuckoo who's in an instant disable. Turned into such a close game now.
He does near TNC. They are starting to push this bottom wave back round towards the barracks. And Alliance, we'll have to wait and see if they do really want to try for a push before Roshan, because Roshan may be respawning within a minute.
Alliance is preparing for that too.
Yeah.
You see the wards that they're placing and the positioning of their heroes.
Neither team really can afford to try and go for too much of an aggressive play before the Roche fight is over.
TNC's got a lot more prepared on the bottom side, just looking for a fight rather than looking for that Roshan fight. They have a TA though, so it's like that kind of gives you free ops wards in a way. You see the TA actually plants 4 traps bottom so he can push it in if they need to when they go for that roast contestation. And they're actually going to smoke up and try to catch. They seem to know where Alliance is.
I think they know that, Alliance isn't poking around on that bottom lane at all.
Yep.
They're going to be around Roshan. But sort of as the time goes on as well, Alliance, they're going to be aware that TNC are likely to be on the hunt around the pit. They get themselves away. They're reading the map correctly, Alliance.
Who's got
Boxy's sticking around. Boxy, if he shows...
Who's got the gem? They've got sentries on Ninja Boogie. Can he get it? They get him.
Ooh, they got him! Oh, they did! The scan hits, they're straight in, and just as that TP was about to end, they get him, and Roche
respawns. And Ursa has no buyback as he committed for the full Bastion.
His buyback was still on cooldown from that last defense down bottom. It was still on cooldown from the defense.
Very true.
Yeah, TNC. The man down, and it's like, because it was on the timer, TNC will be aware that the buyback isn't back up. So they know that they can go for this Roche, and this is going to be the third Roche that TNC have got. They've been getting every single one this game.
Double
Stampede.
Stampede.
Is the Refresher Shard.
Yeah, double Stampede I think would be huge for them. I think that's the option they should go for, just to protect the TA.
Yeah, absolutely, with the Ags on him. Yeah. If the Ags wasn't there, maybe the TA, so you get double BKB, but yeah, as you say, with the Aghanims on the Centaur, double Stampede, that is so much sort of uptime on the defensive plays that Cuckoo can pull out, especially now with the Crimson Guard too.
He's going to take it. Yeah, he does take it.
You got to give it to Cuckoo.
I thought maybe because his inventory is a little limited because he's carrying the gem and he's the frontline hero, but I think it's just too important to be able to protect your TA. As we've seen time and time again, Alliance, they were able to get those setups onto Armel with the call into Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, is it better to have the gem on Cuckoo than Gabby then?
I don't think Gabby has slots for it.
I mean, well, he doesn't need the boots, does he, with the Timber Chain range?
He was putting putting them down.
Yeah.
But like,
I guess Cuckoo's harder to kill.
Yeah. He switched it to they give it to the Bane now. It's just like the problem is like when you get to these later games, it's like you want your items.
It's a big thing to sacrifice to sync with your build.
But you 100% need either dust or I think they even should have a dust on somebody, like on Tim's. He should maybe just be carrying one instead of a TP inside the fights, because I've seen so many times, or even just sentries and place them during the fight, because I've seen so many times this level 25 Mirana, the Moonlight Shadow, just becomes
late game invis is you know, surprisingly powerful.
Yep. Bounty runes come up. We also have the 40-minute mark, so those double runes going to be coming out in play, so map control becomes even more important.
Interesting one in for Gabby. He's queuing up the Aghanims this game on the Timbersaw. So no sort of hex or any sort of further lockdown from him. Just going for the more damage, the double chakrams.
Yeah, most people do. Whenever we do see Timber, it's
at
just
this
like,
sort of point of the game.
yeah, it just adds such an insane amount of deeps. And he's got the Bloodstone charges still to kind of like sustain it. He still has 15. If he had less, it's like you don't really want to go for that because you can't actually sustain the mana. Even like this, it's a little bit hard. But very significant versus that Wyvern. So Tim's is going to be really hard for Alliance to kill before he can actually get the eggs out. And his eggs are going to be pretty significant with that level 20 being hit. The extra stun duration, if it does pop. Such a long BKB piercing disable.
Quite fair. He's got that money for the MKB.
The Moonlight Shadow again. They have the one ward. They did see Tim's for a second. Tim's. This time will be safe and Icarus dive out early.
Imagine we'll see Koifa hold on, make sure he always has buyback gold.
Yeah.
Rather than going straight in for the MKB completely. But he can pick up that Demon Edge.
He hits real hard though, but he is a very squishy Mirana.
He is, yeah. If they get on top of him.
If he doesn't get that BKB off before a hoof stomp or before what looked like a hex was being built.
What sort of save Alliance have? The Cold Embrace at this stage, it's not amazing because there's a Timber. There's so much magical.
Cuckoo does get the smoke broken. He's got the axe, cuts through the trees. Won't be able to find him though.
I mean, is there anything else that sort of Alliance's heroes around him can build to protect Koifa if he gets jumped on?
How many? What, they have a Force on Veno. They have a Force on the Wyvern and a Glimmer Cape.
Yeah, and they're going Lotus on top.
And they're going Lotus.
So Tiger's going to have that for him.
Not the craziest. Like, I mean, it can protect a little bit, but
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that don't care about. I mean, they don't care about Lotus. They don't really care about the Cold Embrace. That is sort of the problem for Koifa.
Yeah.
There's TNC have a lot of ways of killing.
Did he commit? He committed for the MKB. He also has buyback.
Okay, Tiger. He's going to get yours done. Mickey comes in the midst of it all with the ultimate there. They do have armor with the BKB moving forward.
Gets the BKB, the sleep into BKB. Actually able to not get hit by the arrow there.
Yeah, didn't get hit by the arrow, and I believe the Nightmare also helped him dodge the ult as well.
Yeah.
From Mickey. But as you say, this is a little bit of a dangerous... Oh, no, okay, because, yeah, you're right. He's got the money for both.
Yeah, he is buyback.
So everyone in the game has buyback, apart from Tim's. He's only man a little short of the gold at the moment. But everyone is prepared. I'll say we've seen a few situations where Alliance's players have sometimes been without buyback. I'm sure this time around, this game, they're going to keep themselves always in a position to have that second life, especially with how the last fights have been able to be turned around with those buyback plays from Alliance.
TNC only have 30 seconds left on their Aegis. They really wanted to try to force the issue. We see Gabby, he was top, pushed in top lane, ports mid, pushes out mid lane. So they want to try to force the issue here with this, what, 23 seconds. Armel does have buyback and boots to bots if he wants to go for that play. If he does get caught.
Trying to hit the racks here. He's going to get caught. Joseph comes out, the arrow comes through. He does get stunned up. Can they get on top of him though? They're trying to step forward, but they can't. Rest of TNC keeping Alliance push back.
They know the Aegis is going to go down in a second. Alliance.
And they time it. They jump in. They're getting the swipe stacked up. Aegis is still there for now. Stampede as well to get Armel out of range of the call. Tiger can't quite grab him, and TNC get the melee racks and they get out.
Alliance was trying so hard to make that play on that Aegis timing. TNC, this time they do disengage instead of overcommitting and overstaying. So we do see sometimes happen. Double runes, invis, and a regen. Armel, Armel was low. It's actually a pretty thankful regen. He's got so much gold on this TA too. Hasn't committed for an item. 9,000 gold.
No, and he has got money to buy an item and have buyback.
Yeah. He might just still be maybe deciding if it is really a Hex game.
Is it a Hex game or is it a Nullify game?
Yeah.
We'll see. There's TNC. Spotted out by the ward.
Cuckoo's
Tiger
not
not wanting to make the jump though.
Nah, Cuckoo's not the hero they want to go on. They want to start the fight on the TA every single time.
Still have that refresher shard as well, Cuckoo, so.
Bounty runes. Look at Ninja Boogie. Okay, looks like he was trying to bait somebody onto that bounty because he was actually just sitting on top of it invis for quite a while. He's actually going to walk into these heroes. He has a gem too. He sees them. His invis is going to be wearing out soon.
TP is coming through from Tim's.
But so War down. He's
There's
keeping
only
tabs
the
of
two
them.
of them. Yeah, he says, guys, we got to get up it. Alliance, they have 2 heroes here alone. Foxy, he goes for the TP out in the trees. He'll make it. Quaifa's still around. He's not. He has got a TP. He's got a BKB and TP. He's got a BKB.
Did they get the feature
TP,
bump?
get out of
They
there.
get
The
him.
grip is there.
The
the second Stampede, wasn't it, as well, that allowed Boogie to close the gap.
And to cut the trees. They popped
Yeah.
that second refresh. They popped the second
The
Stampede to get on
refresher
top
shot
of
on
him.
Cuckoo, doing it from across the map. He was chilling mid. He hears the team say, we need that Stampede right now.
But now Cuckoo, there's a lot of damage coming through and he's isolated.
The stomp up onto the Ursa. Gabby is here.
They're protecting him.
Cuckoo's going to be fine. The Sunray's going to heal him up. Tiger has to pop the BKB and run away because Armel and Gabby are hot on the chase. Tiger will get back up to the high ground. Now for TNC, the next goal is forcing out this buyback from Quaifa.
Yep, they're sending Gabby down bottom to push that wave in too.
Gabby again, he's
Are they spending
everybody
gold?
for it. He's 7.
There's 11K on Armel. 7K
come on,
on Gabby.
Armel.
What are they
Come
gonna
on.
buy? Where's the courier?
Armel.
It's not buying anything.
Oh, Armel's getting jumped. Straight away, the Nightmare will buy him some sort of safety. Alliance, they're trying to go in. There's the buyback for Quaifa. It comes out. Tiger's dead for 110. He's got buyback as well. We'll use it. Boxy trying to commit onto Armel. Armel, Hurricane pikes himself back. There's the jump forward. Mickey's trying to get in, but he's been disarmed. Mickey will die. Tiger gets the call on 2. Boxy committing as well. There's a Supernova on the sidelines, but they've killed Armel. They've killed Ninja Boogie. The Supernova ends up stunning through the BKB, holding down Quaifa, Cuckoo, and Gabby. Do they have the damage to kill Quaifa? Another lead comes into play, but Armel's there. Jumps forward. Cold Embrace will not save Quaifa. Quaifa is dead for 2 minutes. No buyback.
That's what Armel was saving for. He wanted to get the bots play back into the fight.
Now Tiger gone as well.
And they may have done it.
They may have just closed it up at TNC. No Tiger, no Quaifa. 2 minutes pretty much on the clock, and TNC certainly know that. As in they go down the mid lane. Now they'll say we'll spend our gold. Armel, he's got the Hex sending it over to him right now.
Making sure he has that second life is pretty cool though. Having the bots play to come back into the fights. He's saying it could be an option and he does use it.
How much can they take it? Can they take the game? Drop forward straight away, looking for Mickey. Mickey's going to be sent up in the air. Gabby surrounds him. Mickey in trouble. They'll put the BKB. He's able to get back. Foxy falls. He's got to buy back himself. Still just over a minute.
The 2 important heroes are still dead though. The Miranda and Axe have been the saving grace for Alliance and they're dead for so long. They've got a glyph to stall.
TNC, I mean, surely they want to just go for the game here. Do you really want to play, say, Boxy? Jumps forward, the Winter's Curse holds back the 3 of them. Gabby pops the BKB, jumps forward over to Boxy. Boxy BKB enrages himself. Backs off, but the Sunray is burning down Insania. They've lost the wave, and it's only Boxy and Mickey left as Boxy's trying to retreat, but Armel jumps forward. Boxy's dead. 4 dead on Alliance now without their buyback. The Dagon's getting picked up by Gabby in celebration.
GG.
As GG is called, TNC take the game and take the series 2-0 against Alliance.
And the panel curse continues as they all went for Alliance, but TNC, they got these lane setups that they wanted.
did.
Everything went, like, there was like these few moments where Alliance, they get these great calls from the Axe, the great positioning from Quaifa too, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, TNC, they had a very solid grasp on this game of securing those Roshans.
Did, and I think it's sort of what we saw from game 1. The draft, necessarily on paper, sure, you favor one side over the other. Alliance in sort of both of the games maybe having the better draft. But TNC, after we saw them in game 1, these guys came to play today. And game 2, again, no exceptions really from the side, just perfect play around. They're looking to be back on top. TNC. They've sort of had some shaky periods, some games as well where they've had incredible leads and they've let them slip away. Now's the point where we're starting to see that TNC, they know how to close these games up.
Yeah, and just, I mean, Armel going beast mode this game, 15-5-13, or 15-5-13 and doing 36,000 damage. He just was just crushing it, and Mickey had a really tough time. 2-10-9, Boxy 2-12-12. These 2 cores.
Yeah, some strange lanes from Alliance. They took a risk. It did not pay off. And Gabby, the Timber saw that against all odds, had a fantastic game. 13-3-13, as you said. So 2-0 to TNC, as we'll pass it back to you guys in the panel.
Thank you very much, Owen and Fog, there with your commentary of the opening series. A victory for TNC as they go on through the lower bracket. Alliance's run, however impressive in the group stages it may have been, has come to an end, and the panel curse continues as well, by the way. In theory, this was 2 good drafts, Bulldog from Alliance, and yet they've ended up on the wrong end of both games.
Yeah, just the way they played the games, honestly, I feel like it was pretty low-level Dota. They made so many mistakes. Like, there was a moment at bot lane when Ven was standing there alone, when the enemy was pushing. They just jump him and kill him, and you're like, where's Wyvern? Where's your team? What is happening? What are you guys doing?
Why was this such a different performance from Alliance? Because this wasn't what we've seen in the rest of the tournament, was it?
No, maybe this is their first big tournament, and there's a lot of new players here, so maybe they got a little bit nervous. Having Loda breathing down their necks as well. You never know. Maybe nerves.
Maybe nerves. TNC on the other side of things, they've played very well. And Owen said at the end of the commentary, right, we've seen they have a penchant for losing matches they should win. This time round, no mistakes in that sense. Some sloppy mistakes here and there, but nothing that was game-changing for them, and they've managed to close out 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, they played really well in these 2 games. I think they had the disadvantage in the draft for sure, but at the same time, probably from all the teams there, like, you want to face like Pain X or Alliance in that like loser bracket game right there, and I think it was a good matchup for them. The next one is definitely going to be tougher no matter who it is, and we'll see whether they can continue their run there, because
yeah, and I don't know if I agree if they play that well though. I feel like Pain or TNC didn't play sloppy as well. Like, I think this was just a mess of Dota. It was fun to watch, but
better than Alliance at least.
Yeah, but that's not saying that much right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, once they get tested for real, we'll see how it goes, because they played okay to win this series, but
BSJ, is this a case of one team made less mistakes than the other team?
Yeah, I think for the most part, yes. But I also believe that TNC had an interesting approach going in this series with this last draft. Like the 4th pick TA we mentioned, like I feel like there were so many better heroes like that they could have picked to punish that, and maybe their homework on Alliance led to that happening. And also I feel like Alliance has been known for doing these like 4-man ganks, 3-man ganks 8 minutes into the game. And this Timbersaw pick made a lot of sense to me in that regard, because if you watch like tier 1 teams with the way they play against Timbersaw, they just ignore him for the most part until like this 15-minute mark where they have enough items and levels to kill him, and then they just gank him. And Alliance actually sent like 3-4 heroes to the Timbersaw's lane multiple times early on in the game like they normally do, and the guy's just unkillable, so you're just wasting your time. So when I look back, it's like I think TNC actually did like some theory crafting on like the way Alliance plays and picks their heroes.
But do you think a big problem is also the way they laned? I thought the Ursa would just be matched up against the Timber.
Yeah.
Timber has a terrible time. And then the Venom middle would be really good against TA.
I mean, that's the strange thing, isn't it?
Mid, yeah.
That's the strange thing about them. The lanes, we said at the start of the show, the lanes have been good
Yeah.
at this event, and they weren't in this particular series.
Very odd game.
Yeah, I mean, the Ursa, like we've seen it before, where you go Ursa against TA, but now that it got nerfed as well, like it's almost impossible with the debuff timer is only 8 seconds compared to 20 before, so it's like, I don't know how you lane against that anymore.
Shout out to Tiger, by the way, on Alliance. Still managed a 10-9-10 game on the Axe, despite ending up on the losing side. Standout ones, of course, again. Armel, 15-5 and 13 on that TA. And Gabby, once more, putting in the numbers on the Timbersaw, 13-3 and 13. In on 27 of the kills as well for Cuckoo. We highlighted him as a key player. What did you make of him overall?
I mean, he played okay. He like didn't do. I mean, he made a lot of mistakes, but nothing like super major. He was there when the team needed him. He disabled the enemies nicely. He did his job.
You can't underestimate Cuckoo. You got to respect him as a player.
Yep.
Okay, let's take a look at the MVP. I don't think there'll be too many surprises in this one, although I guess you could probably argue a couple of different players on the TNC side. Our MVP for this series is Gabby, after having a very good first game. Also followed that up with a good, solid second game.
Yeah, I mean, always impressive to see carries adjust their item builds in games like the first one. We already mentioned the hood.
Yep.
And then I also think the whole item was, like, the whole itemization in that game was good. And then also in the Timbersaw game, going for that Yule Scepter against this Ursa, I think is really important. Item that we saw Moo skip yesterday and we thought could have been good. And overall, just impressive, solid play. And confidence to pick Timber into a not-so-good Timber game.
No other thoughts from the panel.
Nothing
They're
to
all
add.
in agreement.
Yeah. Black, what do you got?
Well played, sir.
All right, good. Let's bring in Ninja Boogie, who is in the player area right now. And congratulations, first of all, on a very good win. That was a great 2-0 win. The gents, I don't know if you've heard any of the conversations that we've been having on here. They've kind of given you some props for some good looking at Alliance. You've done your homework on them. What sort of things did you identify that they were good at?
Just their playstyle and like their tendencies. You know, I know they like to group up, and you know, I told the team prior, like if they're gonna do a play, it's definitely gonna be like 4 to 5 men. So yeah,
Right.
yeah,
They've been very successful at that. Was that part of the Timbersaw pick? Was that the thought process?
Yeah, I mean, we don't think that Ursa is a counter, and when we saw the last pick Veno, we were just like, this is a free Timbersaw game, you know. If he just survives the laning phase, you know, he can go crazy, and I think he did.
Yeah, did well. What's the mood like in the team after the group stage? Because you had a very up and down kind of tournament so far. I don't want to bring it up too much, but some heavy losses when you were a long way ahead. How do you cope with that? How do you get over it?
Well, I don't know. We just try to keep moving forward. You know, we don't dwell on the losses and whatnot. And yeah, the mood in the room is quite good. You know, this is Gabby's first major, so he's very excited. You know, there was a lot of shouting going on, but you know.
How are you trying to keep him calm?
Well, let him have his fun.
All right, okay. Gents, what do you got for Ninja Boogie?
Mainly for me, I was just wondering how it feels to, you know, just dominate Alliance right in front of Bulldog here. Knowing he's panel in the series, maybe find out later.
No comment.
Probably safe.
But I mean, it felt good. I felt good because we scrimmed against them and we lost horribly. You know, so.
Do you think those scrims like helped you know like what to pick going in these games though?
Definitely. You know, like got a better idea on what they like to play and the heroes they like.
All right. Well, let's say if one of your teammates left the team and you had to pick to fill that role, either me, BSJ, or Black, who would you pick to join the team and why?
And why is it me?
I think I'll pick Bulldog just because, like, you know, we need a Fearon player.
Yeah. A TI winner.
Yeah, TI winner too.
Good to know. Black?
Yeah. I think the most important questions have been asked already. And, you know, I was going to ask a bit more about yourself personally. I'm a vanilla flavor guy.
Okay.
What's your favorite flavor?
Pistachio.
That is gross.
That is very
good.
good.
That is
What a
gross.
great answer.
I like that.
I don't like
answer.
you anymore.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Two people think it's gross, two people think it's fantastic.
No, I think you've successfully divided the panel.
And that's what I do.
In half. We're perfectly aligned here. Thanks very much. Enjoy your limited time off before you come back and play in the lower bracket. And congrats once more.
Thank you.
Well done to Ninja Boogie and well done to TNC. They have managed to survive yet another game in the lower bracket, a 2-0 sweep over Alliance. We're just going to finalise things here before we take a break. Gents, final thoughts on TNC? How far can they go?
I mean, they looked overall way better today than I've seen them so far this tournament. So you never know. I feel like teams like this can be a little unpredictable, and maybe you can give us a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with both the teams. They've kind of TNC have played better than they had before, and Alliance have played worse than they have before, and that's kind of why we've ended up with the result we have, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like both of the teams, Alliance or TNC, could have won the next series as well.
Right.
They probably won't, but there's like always that chance. They're like kind of up and down, so you never know which team shows up. So.
I wonder how much the previous day played into that, you know? Alliance had a really bad beatdown. TNC came off a really good win. But yeah, realistically, I think TNC is probably a top 8 team here. But anything further than that would be an upset for me personally, but they can definitely do it. Depends on, whether they can, you know?
Yeah.
What does it even depend on? I don't know.
If they throw or not, really?
Yeah. Whether they throw or not, it's like just a bit of luck, you know?
I think it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but realistically, it's a top 8 team. Anything further is possible, but unlikely.
All right, good stuff. Well, they've confirmed that already because they are guaranteed top 8 here at the moment. Just how far can they go, though? Unfortunately, Alliance's run has ended. They finished 9th to 12th. Perhaps not too bad considering where they've come from over the last year or so. That is the end of their run. Not the end of our run, though. As we take a break here, we'll be back with our second series of the day where hot favourites Vici Gaming go against the surprise team of PainX. We'll see you shortly.